We're live. Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's show. I have an amazing, just a delicious, amazing gentleman on my show today that you all know and love as much as I do. I can't wait to introduce to you guys. Danny Wade is in the house here at Jotol. So you guys, everyone is still trickling on in. I wasn't gonna bring them in
Hey,
just
what's
yet. I
up,
was
guys?
waiting for people to come. I know. So we're just waiting for people to trickle on in. Um, they're already coming on in. Hello, everybody. We have the amazing Danny Wade here on the show today. Yay, we finally got
All
him.
right, yay.
Welcome, Danny. I'm so
Thanks for having me
happy.
on.
Oh, I love you so much.
Annie and the Jolto Army. It's called the Army now, the Jolto Army. That's awesome.
I know.
I hear it all the time, like the Army, the Army. It's awesome.
They're my warriors. I love
Yeah,
that.
there you go.
Yeah. So Linda says, I've been waiting for this. Dee says, hello, Anie and Danny. Joanne says, hello. Glenda Moore. Woo, Glenda. Hi. And Carrie
Yeah.
Hedrick says, hi, everyone. Welcome
Hey,
to the
ladies.
show, you guys. We finally got Danny on here. He had a lot of issues this week, but the guy mustered on and said, Ani, let's do this. And I'm like, that's my kind of guy. So I'm so excited. Oh, everyone's here. Lowell. Dee says, Lowell, we're an army reporting for duty.
There you go. Yeah, Dee's been after me, so
Yes,
she's making
Dee
sure I was
and
going to show
Penny.
up.
Hi, Penny, Sherry. Everyone's here. Barbara. Hi, Danny. They're all saying Danny. Okay, I don't
Oh,
have
hi.
enough
Hey,
time, but
ladies.
welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, can you see the comments, Danny?
Let me hit the chat button and see.
If you can't, don't worry, because I'll repeat.
Can you guys still see me?
I can still see you.
Okay, I guess. Yeah, I can see some of the comments
Okay, good.
now.
So either way, Yara will read the comments. I'll read the questions or whatever we got
Hi,
for you.
Delia.
I'll be a foot soldier. I love it. How cute. Okay, you guys. So he is on the show today showing us his cool new stamps that he's making. He always comes up, Danny, you always have like these most amazing original like vintage like stamps and things you come up with for all these women to embellish their jewelry and make it like wow. And men, there's men out there, but so far women have trickled on in. So hi everybody. Woo! So
Yeah.
so Danny, are you gonna show us any of the new like some of the stuff that you've got going or some of your hot sellers?
Recently we did I taught a squash blossom class with Barb at Vivi
This
Magoo. So I
Bobby
took
says she's loving your beard.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's honestly
Isn't he so cute?
it's rough, but
I love it. I told
yeah,
him to keep it.
I've never actually had a beard in my life. I've tried, like I'll go like 4 or 5 days and be like I hate it, but I actually grew it out because I didn't have to be anywhere for a while. So try it
Yep.
out and see. But yeah, so at least it isn't like gray or all that. So it's all right.
No, that we don't see any gray here. It's all a beautiful.
I had one gray hair. That was it. So I'm not lying. Someone asked me if I dye it. I don't dye it. So
No, that is too perfect to dye. You know, I hear red is very difficult to dye and keep the red. So that's
yeah,
some
exactly.
beautiful naturalness you got there.
Yeah. So I've got we did these blossoms.
Oh, that's pretty.
So this is part of a squash blossom necklace.
Yeah, I see it.
And
You ever do it one full page whenever he shows something. That's Danny.
yeah. So anyway, but you basically have a flat piece, and we have a mandrel that it wraps around a pancake die.
Oh wow!
I collaborated
Danny.
with Kevin Potter. We launched these for Christmas. I did a pre-sale. They did really well. We got a little bit behind because of Christmas, and I don't know what I was thinking. Like, hey, Christmas, 2-3 weeks, it'll be perfect. And I didn't finish up most everything till January. And then I also have these really cool snub nose rosary pliers that no one has. I looked across the world in every supplier to get these to form. If you can imagine, it's used for forming the petals, but no one has a snub nose rosary plier.
I
So
see it.
I had
So
to.
are you selling that right now, Danny?
Well, it's part of a kit. The kits are on the website, but a lot of people are asking me not only about the kit, but also about the pliers. So
I'm digging the pliers too right now, Danny. Those are some nice pliers.
Yeah, and like I said, I had to grind them down and finish them off because I know, like, I mean, it's obviously specific for this forming project, but yeah, no one has snub nose pliers. That's what I'm calling them. So
yeah,
pretty
they're
cool.
perfect, but they're
Yeah.
perfect. I've been known to modify pliers too as a bench jeweler. So
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, you're my kind of man. You modify everything. I love it. Those are.
There used to be a guy out there in Arizona that he used to make custom pliers. I think he passed away some time ago, Milan or something. He had like thousands of different custom pliers for forming but grinding, yeah, I mean polishing up your pliers because if you buy inexpensive pliers, which is fine, a lot of them come kind of grainy, and so if you're really doing some jewelry stuff, you want to polish them up. I mean, I usually do that with all my tools. Immediately just go polish them.
Yeah,
I like using the Scotch-Brite or I think you call it the eraser.
Yes, the scratch eraser. I love.
No, like for blending on steel, like these actually, there's a little ring around here. I actually use the eraser to take that little bit of a burr off of it. It blends it really nice. So
yes, that is awesome. Yeah, we did a live show where I finished a bunch of pliers, and it was so quick. I was like running out of pliers. I'm like, oh, and this one because you do it so fast. But
yeah.
No, but those are awesome. I love those snub nose pliers. You guys, those snub nose pliers would be so handy for those blossoms, and that's so cool that you included in your kit. I didn't know that. That's awesome.
You get a mandrel, the pliers, the kit. You got a PDF. I showed for those people that actually have a jewel tool how to polish off the sides of this using. Again, I use I think I use the medium. After you form it, it has a couple little scratches. I think I used the medium eraser on there, and then went with the buffing wheel on that for people that have the jewel tool, if they don't want to do it by hand. So, yeah, I mean, I have industrial equipment. Obviously, I'm a tool and die maker, but by my bench, I keep a jewel tool there, and it's real quick and easy for me to go over and grab it. And like a lot of people that are probably here know, when I teach classes, I always take it on the road with me so people can use it. Which usually people want to take it home.
Yes. So, can I take jewel tool home? Come on, Danny. That's a part of the kit, right?
Right, exactly.
Or the class.
Well, I think it's like you doing the videos is really good because some people are just like, I don't know, I don't know. They see it, but when you're like, hey, here you go, it's really easy to use, and like I said, the variable speed's really huge.
So do you think I can grind like the tip of the like the round nose on the jewel tool? Can I just grind it straight up? I mean, I'd have to cut it. I think I would cut it, right?
I mean, most of them are hardened, so you got to be careful about. You could saw it. You can grind them down. It's just going to take a while on it. So.
Yeah. Can you cut them with a cutting, like the cutoff discs?
Yeah, that would be what I would say if you're going to do them at home on your own. So.
I gotcha. No,
I think they're going to be like $10 when I start making them. So
golly, that's not. To be honest with you, Danny, it's not even worth making it for $10. Plus, when you make it, you're going to make it perfect to fit, the blossom. So
yeah, but if you are going to do it on the jewel tool, I mean, since you guys today it's Anie, it's special.
I love it.
If you look at them. Maybe if Yarrow could go big on this one.
Can you do big on this, Yarrow? Okay.
See how there's an angle on them?
Yeah. Oh, I see it. Oh, nice.
But you have to grind them. You have to grind them open like this to get them flat. So that would be the only trick if you're going to cut them off and use the jewel tool, is to make sure you do that. So that's a little.
Okay, I got you.
That's a little tech tip.
See, but that's what I'm talking about. you know exactly what that tool needs to do. So that's
Yeah,
why I said, oh my God, for only that, it's so affordable, your stuff, Danny. Are you sure you're making any money? Because your stuff is really good. You spend the time at making it, making
yeah.
quality tools. So
Well, in this Blossom system, it's all built. The pancake die, the mandrel, the pliers, it's all built with. This not just something I put on a napkin and made.
yeah,
It all fits together, you know. So other people are like, oh, I've got this or I've got that. No, I made a whole system that works.
that's awesome,
Um,
Danny. I know. I remember
yeah.
you telling me about it, but I didn't know it came with the pliers too, for crying out loud. Penny Horton says, I love my jewel tool and I love my personal jewelry stamp that Danny custom made for me.
All right.
Aw.
Yeah. She got a Hallmark, yeah, for marking her jewelry, yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah, a lot of people were telling me that you made their hallmarks for them. So that's cool. So Danny also makes custom stamps for, like, with your own logo on it, with your name, to just give a nice signature to your pieces. Highly recommend
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, that takes time. I mean, especially if we have to do artwork and stuff, because I don't rush it. I think, some other people just say, hey, send me a picture and make it and be done with it. But I like, I mean, people are marking their jewelry, like, it's their mark on the world. That's what I always tell them. So, and sometimes if it's artwork, I mean, honestly, if I'm not feeling it, I'm probably not going to make it, or it's going to take a while. So, you know,
Yeah,
um,
it's
if you
true.
need to rush it, maybe go with some of those commercial people. But
Oh,
usually we're about 3 weeks out on the custom
you know
Hallmark.
what,
So
Danny, for things that are custom made and it's not like you're in some kind of, production in China, that's a really good turnaround time, to be honest with you. There's a
I
lot that
think so. I
goes in.
mean, like I said, if it's artwork, it might go longer if we're back and forth, But
But
like I
it's
said,
well worth it.
it's custom. So I think some people are like, I'm like, hey, it'll be like 3 weeks, and 4 weeks later they're like, hey, what's up? And I'm like, sorry, I'm still behind. But it's custom, it's
Custom,
you can't rush custom,
you can't rush custom, and custom made by
Yeah.
the Danny Wade,
Yeah,
excusez-moi.
that's another thing. I mean, I'm not saying I'm a jeweler, so I also make jewelry and I make tools. So like, I've told people like, hey, I'm not gonna make that. I don't like it, or it's not gonna work. Or like, they just want to get something foo-foo, and I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do that. Like, figure out something better.
Oh,
Um,
that's nice, Danny, that you tell people that, because I know there's other people that make them that they don't care. They just take the money,
no,
make
you
the
send a
stamp.
picture and they make it for you, and that's it. So, um,
That's awesome, Danny. Well,
it's
yeah,
a big deal to me because it's like, it's people's marks, they're marking their jewelry, like, um, I think it's a really big deal, I think, with your Hallmark. So,
of
but
course.
I think people get excited. They're like, man, I'm waiting on this Hallmark. And I've had people like, I can't finish my jewelry now until you make this, man. So like, what's going on? And I'm like, just chill out.
You know what? Just these days, you've learned to just relax and wait for things. Mail is taking slow. Everything's slow. Everything's closed,
Oh
open,
yeah.
closed. So,
Or we had a
everyone just
freaking
sit.
blizzard across America this last week. It's like, oh yeah, it'll be out next week. Blizzard, hole in the
Blizzard.
roof.
I
Like,
know. I
who
saw
knows?
it's snowing where you were. It was like snowing. Oh, oh,
Well, funny story. If we got a second, some of my friends in like Oklahoma City and like back in Alabama and stuff, they were all talking about, hey, we're gonna get 20, 30 inches of snow, and it's gonna be cold. And I'm all like joking around about how it's 67 degrees outside here and sunny. And I just wasn't thinking like, oh, maybe I should check the weather, because I don't watch the local news.
me too.
And I read Google maybe, but I just was laughing at people. And then all of a sudden one day we had like 10 inches of snow come down like in a couple hours. And I was like, oh crap, and then it just kept coming there for a couple days and on and off. But I mean, it's all pretty much dried up now. But
Oh,
I
is
was
it?
just, yeah, but for some reason I thought on that side of the mountain everyone was going to get it, but I didn't realize like it hit us pretty good too. I think a lot of people are hurting right now with that. Texas, back east, I hear they're getting more snow. And
It's
it's like
crazy.
it's global warming, right? But
Yeah,
it's
I know.
snow.
That's what they keep saying, the global warming. But okay, so everyone is saying cool things. So here, let me read some of the
Oh, let me look.
comments, and we have some questions. So Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so Deb Henready is asking, is the Blossom kit available on your site? I couldn't find it.
It is.
It is. Yarrow, can you put the, well, can you try to find the link? Yarrow's going to try to find the link to it, or
If
or
not, I can tag it after we're done.
Oh, D already posted it. Nice. D, you rock. D,
There you go.
You're awesome. D already posted
Yeah, we've
it. Thank
sold
you, D.
a lot of these blossoms, and I only just have the one size. I've got a smaller and a larger one I'm working on, so I'm gonna try to do some more kits this year.
I think that's a good one. People love kits and you help them. And he's actually included, you guys, a PDF instructions on how to use it. If you have a jewel tool, he actually tells you how to use your jewel tool and what to do. So yay. And Deb Henready, not Deb. Oh, there's another one. Oh, Delia Munoz said, I need a pair of those blunt pliers.
Okay. So I'll get it to you, sweetie.
Yeah. So Delia, those pliers are found on his website, but it's in the Blossom kit for now. He's not selling them separately. Soon, but not yet. He's got a lot. And he does. Someone also asked about making a Hallmark. They probably just tuned in. We were just talking about Heidi. Hi, Heidi. Heidi says, Danny, do you design Hallmark? Say it again.
Okay, so I don't really do, I'm not a conceptual artist. I always tell people with that, like, if you've got some elements or some things, we can put it together. I'm fairly good with that, but I'm not a conceptual artist. I'm more like the mechanic, as far as that goes, the engineer. Like, if you can show it to me, I can make it. But no, that's a little hard because some people want branding logos. There's a ton of people out there. I mean, you can go to commercial sites like Fiverr and people will bid on doing your logos for you and do 2 or 3 different ones. I don't know any jewelry people. I mean, if there's someone watching that loves to make logos and stuff, like, hit me up or let people know, because I don't have access to conceptual artists, and that can be actually more expensive than getting a Hallmark made.
That is true.
Especially if you have, like, if you're really like doing this full time, like a big brand. I mean, they pay tons of money for logos. I mean, anywhere from a couple $100 to $1 million, depending on what you're doing. But no, I'm not a conceptual artist, but I can usually work with you on something, or if you have a design, I can scale it down maybe, or work it out. But I usually tell people, the first thing I say is, before price or anything, is send me a picture and I'll decide whether I want to take it on or not, or let you know if you need to do something else.
It. Nice. Yeah,
I think the biggest thing is the one thing I run into is people have this big, huge Van Gogh that they want to put on 3mm, and it looks great when it's blown up on your computer screen, but you got to think, 3mm, man, like 3mm. And I tell people, do you have a caliper? And they're like, well, what do most people do? And I'm like, break out your caliper and look at what you're doing.
Yes, absolutely. Caliper will tell you how tiny 3mm are. But the one cool thing, you guys, when you guys have stamps custom made by Danny, he will tell you if it's going to work, if it's going to transfer nice, and give you tips on what to modify to make it transfer nicely. Your 3mm is, Yarrow shows me, 3mm is this, you guys, right here. Okay, that's 3mm, guys. Look, this is my finger. Where is that? Look, my fingernail. That's kind of tiny, guys. You guys see that? 3mm. Okay, so a Van Gogh. I can't get over that. You know what? I could imagine people.
No, really, it's like, I usually tell people, like, if you're like inside ring shanks, that's what some people are going for. Yeah. So they want this big, huge logo, and their ring shanks are 4 or 5mm, so they need like a 3, and it's like, you might have to go with something simpler, initials for rings, and do something else on another thing. But some people try to do everything encompassing in one logo, but like, no, it's hard.
It's hard. Like for the,
and don't put jewelry. Don't put Anie jewelry or Danny jewelry or Danny Studios and all that, because you're marking jewelry, and like pretty much it's known that it's jewelry. You don't need to tell people it's jewelry, and plus
that is true.
It's a waste of space. Maybe that's great on your business cards and stuff, but not on a piece of jewelry. Yeah, it doesn't say Tiffany's. Doesn't say Tiffany's jewelry. It just says Tiffany.
That's it. And Co. all you get is that. You get it really short, tiny.
Yeah.
That's really good, Danny. I actually didn't even think of that. Danny, just let to reiterate what Danny just said, you guys. If you're thinking of doing a custom hallmark, for your jewelry, just think of what he said. Think of initial, maybe a heart or something, or something, but you can't go past that. I like to do initials just to at least be, there's a signature there. I wouldn't think of doing, anything more for like inside the shanks, Danny. That's a lot because then it's not
We could,
legible and it's like a mess. Like, what is that?
if it's clean, like if it's an arrow or something simple, like you can do it at 3 millimeters, but
Yes.
like I said, people try to put too much and
No.
it just washes out a lot of times and they're like, well, I need to get this done. And I'm like, I don't like doing block fonts. I like to do scripts or biggest thing I tell people, go to 1001fonts.com and pick out one of 1001 fonts. Pick out something cool. No, because some of the old timers hit me up like, hey man, I need my, DBW stamp block letters. I'm like, that's boring. It's 2021. We have all these fonts.
Yes.
Now, will all those fonts work at 2 or 3 millimeters? Maybe not. But if you can, scale it up a little bit and make something nice,
Yeah, like a really pretty font. I got it. So you can, instead of having all that busy stuff, if you just have a clean, beautiful font that people can read and it's legible and it's, obvious that it's yours, that's perfect. That's really good advice, Danny. I'm kind of glad you spoke about this because, not everyone knows, but I've seen all the stamps from all the big names in the jewelry industry, and it's never like a whole story. And they don't write jewelry. Just keep it. What Carol said? What? Oh, Carol Schwartz said, my name is Raven's Nest. Just use a tiny bird for stamping small pieces. Smart. You see, that's a good example. It's a good one.
Yeah, no, I think the main thing is that you're trying to
graphic designer. Nice. See, she knew.
There's some of them out there, so those.
Oh, Albert is asking, how would someone order a stamp from Danny?
Email would be the best way. Or, I mean, you can message me too on Facebook, but Facebook Messenger or email. So
yeah, so it's Faro Valley Tool at gmail.com.
Or you can message me on Facebook. But
see, I know this.
I'm pushing more into more email stuff this year because I topped out on Facebook, so it's been kind of hard because it's all going to my spam and I don't always go over there. So
yeah, I know. So Facebook has combined all the messages that I get from Instagram and Facebook all in one. So it's so hard for me to, it's great because I have my Facebook and my Instagram are two business pages. So they're linked. And so now Facebook and Instagram decided to combine all those messages.
Oh, yeah, on your Facebook business page. Yeah. So but I'm saying so I have Faro Valley Tool business page, which is linked to my Instagram, but then I have Danny Wade.
Danny Wade. Yeah.
So I hit 5,000 friends, so I cannot have any more friends on Facebook. So a lot of the messages don't come through or they go over to spam or some other folder and I don't see them, So this year I'll be moving more into PayPal, or you can't comment on my posts if you're not my friend. So when there's like 400 people waiting in line, so I've got to merge over to the other side. It's not a bad problem.
That's not a bad problem to have, Danny. Yeah. Woohoo! Everyone wants to be friends with you.
I worked hard. Awesome. 5 years and 5,000 friends. Like, I worked hard.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, Danny. Well, you're just so kind and so sweet and so helpful and so knowledgeable. Danny, I don't know if a lot of people know that about you. Danny is an amazing jeweler. So everything that he makes, he's already tested and knows how it's going to perform. So you get it through the mind of a jeweler. Just like I show you guys things, it comes from, a different vision, a different eyes. You know what I mean? So that I admire that about Danny.
Thank you.
Not just from a tool
I probably
maker.
Spend a little too much time on stuff.
Yeah, he knows what the end result is.
Y'all can probably relate to me where we just maybe we take it a little bit too far.
Yeah, Yaro's actually
We make it a
standing up
little
right
too
now with his
perfect.
arms like this. He's excited,
Exactly.
Danny.
He's like me. He's like, I
He's
understand
nodding.
this guy.
Yeah.
No,
Yaro's
because the other thing too is like some people make foo-foo stuff, no problem, whatever. But like, it's really important what I make and the legacy I leave behind on tools, because this stuff's going to be around when we're not around. So, in 100 years, they'll be like, oh, well, check out this stamp I found. Who's Fairfield Valley Tool?
I
So
know,
I
right?
want it to be around 100 years,
That'll be awesome. I know. Oh my God, will the jewel tool be around in 100 years? I never thought. I don't think like that, Danny. Now you got me stressed. The
Oh, definitely. Like,
emoji with the sweat
it'll
hanging
probably
right now
just
is
it'll
happening.
probably just float in the air by then.
Right? Who knows? Everyone saying hi. Hello,
Hey,
everybody.
ladies.
There's a lot of people. Okay, there's some questions. Yarrow, slide down. Oh yeah, if you guys have any questions for Danny, you guys, just now's the time. You guys got him here. It's a rare appearance from Danny. Danny only like pops out of his screen like just to do classes. You've got some cool classes coming along. We were actually talking about that yesterday on yesterday's show. Danny, what are the classes? Because I saw you post something that there was only a few spots left. What is that? Because we were talking about that.
My next class coming up is with Barb at Vivi Magoo. We're doing maybe Yarrow can.
Yeah, Yarrow do one.
This bracelet class. It's an applique class. You can see that.
Wow, you're gonna make that, and you're gonna teach them how to do the appliques in the class.
This is a 3-day intensive class in Scottsdale, Arizona. I think I haven't checked today, but I think there's 2 or 3 seats maybe left. Maybe.
Oh, wow.
Maybe there was just one. I can't remember. So that one's going to sell out. We always do. My next class after that's going to be in Oklahoma City. So we're doing the blossoms, and we're doing Naja's. It's a Naja for a squash blossom necklace.
How awesome is that?
And we're doing beads, bead making. So I found that my last class that people don't know how to make beads, apparently. I think people just don't want to make beads, maybe.
No.
So there's a lot of cool things come with that. And then
Yarrow's trying to post the link for Danny's Epic Adventures is what your class is called.
Yeah. And then this one's sold out, but
how cute you look. I'm looking at oh wow, what's that? Yarrow, do a full screen for him.
This is Sherry Birch mandala class in North Carolina. This one's sold out. This is just stamping, and this is a beginner class for doing a mandala. So,
wow, Danny, you should do classes like on live.
Well, I've got all this stuff, and I keep saying I'm going to do it and never do it. I always keep making stuff.
I'm going to push you. I'm going to be that annoying.
Hey, this is my first going live with anyone else. I mean, we've done stuff when we go to shows and go live on Instagram. But
yes, we have.
I've never done an interview. So next is CNN and ABC, but you got me first. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Do you guys see what I mean? He's quiet, but he's like the sweetest, kindest soul that is so intelligent. So it's just lovely to have conversations with him, to laugh with him, and just be just a friend and a colleague. Ooh, I love you, Danny.
Thank you.
Danny, but this is not going to be the last you guys of Danny. This is like a warm up to Danny. Kind of giving him a taste of the lollipop. Like, here, Danny, come, Danny, come, follow us, and then he'll get the groove of it. He'll be doing camera work and this and that before you know it.
I have I have everything to do the full. I could do, and I just have one light going right now, but like I have photo light boxes and all cameras. Like I have all the stuff to do it. It's just, it's like I've been trying to do it for years, and then like working with other people, but it's coming. I'm here now.
You're here. Hey, better late than never. So we'll take whatever you got, Danny. Honestly, I'm excited because I know this will make you kind of get you going, get those, the taste of
and it's kind of like, if we're taking questions and stuff to see what's going on out there, what's the word,
Yes. And so Albert's saying, come to the DC area. Everyone's saying yes.
That's a ride.
And then Nicole says, you're a great inspiration too. making those daily keep going posts. He does that. I read those too, right, Nicole?
Oh, right.
Yeah, he's got to keep going. And I'm like, yeah, Danny, today is the day, because sometimes I need it too. So thank you, Danny, for those, by the way.
Well, you guys want to know the real secret with that?
What?
So most of those are for me, and it's something I need to do or lift me up because I'm having a rough day or something going on, and but I decided to start sharing it with other people, especially when I find quotes or something or what I'm thinking in my head, because people started telling me like, man, where's those posts at that really helped me out today, and honestly, if like 2 or 3 people get it and it helps out their day, and sometimes we all need a good kick in the butt.
Absolutely. Honey. Yes, I know.
To get going.
Yeah. I those things are great. I love reading them. On Instagram, I share more of them on my stories because it's a quick little way to do it. So, but those
years ago, I used to use when I first started Facebook, I used to use Brainy quotes. So I used to use everyone else's quotes, and finally, I just started kind of doing my own thing. But
nice,
it's like therapy. It's like, hey, I could really sit here and talk really negative about something or someone or myself or what I'm not doing, or I could talk about, hey, let's go do this today. Let's get it done. Just try. I think that's the biggest thing is, I was speaking about me, like I overanalyze it and, keep thinking about how to do it this way or that rather than just going and trying it and doing it and see how it comes out. And a lot of times what I put on paper is completely different than what I end up with. But if you don't start the process, you'll never be anywhere, with a final result, And
1,000%.
I broke a ton of stuff. If you're not breaking something, you're not learning anything,
Yeah.
In class, I screw up things in class. I'm like, oh, bad teacher, but it's live. Like, I don't go in there and say, okay, let's, everything's perfect, because it's not like.
You're real. You are real. You are the real deal, Danny, honestly, on every level. So we love that. And these people, they love it when you screw up because then they wait how you're going to fix it. That's what they wait for. They're like, yeah.
No, my career started out doing jewelry repair, so it was always the backward side of how do I fix something that's broke? Those are some crazy years, but yeah, I mean, and I melt stuff still, or like I goof something up, like I say you never, especially with stamping, you never screw up the first stamp. It's always the last stamp of the project that you screw up. And there's ways to fix it, but like sometimes you just got to go with it too. I'm not perfect. You can see it.
Yeah,
no one is. I mean,
but it's always like that. So my dad used to always say, towards the end of something, because you're at that final stage, you see the light, it's happening, and you want to make it perfect. Perfect. And so my dad would always be the voice and say, "That's enough, Anie. Don't play with it anymore." Yeah, because the more you fiddle with it, poof, goes the weasel.
Yeah, we call it the fiddle, but we call it murdering it. You get to a certain point and then you murder it.
Yeah.
That's exactly. I do it. I tell people in class, like students, I'm like, stop, you're going to murder it. Just let it be. Because especially in classes, like some people are going for perfection, but you really need to go for completion just to get through the process and the techniques. Because my classes are more technique classes. Like even the squash blossom, it's not something we finished in 3 days, but we did all the parts for people to assemble. So I'm more about, here's the technique, here's the tool I have. I do classes and I bring tools for people to use that they don't have to buy or purchase, which is really cool because who lets you use their tools? Like I'm talking dies, like whatever for class. So that's part of something I do also,
That's cool, Danny.
Yeah.
But I like that. Not perfection, but completion.
Yeah, because
powerful words right there, guys.
If you give someone a piece of paper the first day of class and say draw out what you're going to do, they're going to spend the entire day trying to make that perfect on a piece of paper. So I stopped doing that. I'm like, okay, we're just going to go through this stuff and put it together, because we do, we all strive for that perfection, as makers,
Yes.
But in the class, you're there to learn a technique, and that's what you got to get through. And then you can go back home and modify it and do different things.
Exactly. Then you can get it to the exact, perfect place that you want to be. But Just enjoy the process. Someone said you can't be
Yeah,
perfect. Just enjoy. Organic is beautiful, right, Jerry?
it
Yeah,
is.
Jerry's the one.
Very true.
D says my dad used to watch me out my what wait, my hold on, let me read that larger. Yeah, my dad used to watch me out my makeup on. Oh, without my makeup on, I was younger, and he would say, "The more you put on, the uglier the uglier you get." You know, it's interesting. It's true. Too much can be a problem. So that's hilarious, D. There's no fail. It's your first attempt in learning. Thank you. Those are the words of Francesca. Thank you. Love you, Francesca. The enemy of good is better. Everyone is loving this. Wonderful. Yes. So,
Yeah, so those quotes
show
are.
me some more stuff that you make. I love your pieces. Show me some more. You know, women, I'm sorry, Danny, but we just love to see stuff. I just want you to know, and you've got all the goods. You know, he has these kits and he has these stamps to embellish your pieces, you guys. That, you know, some of the pieces that you see
This
people
is going to be
post.
my next kit, probably, is the nausea kit.
This is so cool. So
So this
cool.
is like your pendant that you have
That
with the
is
nausea.
so cool. I'm so digging that. I love unique new things, Danny. And I know you are tirelessly always finding things, doing things. Just, yeah, this one's nice too. Yeah, do it full. Hold on. Yep, I don't want to see me. That's back it up a little. Oh, right there. Perfect. Don't move. Oh my goodness. They're beautiful with the marquee shapes, the hearts. That's really pretty.
It's actually, if you look at it, it's the centerpiece is a concho die, but it's 2 stamps and a dot stamp.
2 stamps and a dot.
Yeah, it's a heart and a marquee, but there's little dots in it. But this is a beginner class, so it's not like we could get crazy with it. But
right. So, but you sell those dies, right, to make
yeah,
it. So those,
yeah,
like,
that's a whole kit that we'll use in class. So this
so
is
that a whole kit they could find on your website? I want to know how this works.
Well, yeah, I'll probably have the kits more towards. I usually don't release the kits till after class.
Ah, I understand.
That's kind of pretty much the students get to use everything for class. Sorry, this is a pendant.
Wow,
sorry.
Danny, that's
so these little ones I do have. I've been using these for a couple of years, but
those are
little
pretty.
concho dies.
Yeah, those are cute.
But no, usually that's the whole thing. Like I said, I bring tools to class. I started this with Barb years ago. Like they get to use all the
castings they're saying, and they said gorgeous mandala. Wow, they're saying, and then someone Delia says, "Let's see your tools."
Oh yeah, right.
Maybe Danny is a great technician, but more importantly, he's a great human being. Thanks for helping us all be better jewelers and artists. I 1000% agree. 1000%.
Yeah, thank you.
He's so cute. See, I only have good people on, you guys. The best, you know.
So with Delia, we're working on sandbags.
Bobby says she loves the pendant. So what's that? What's that? What do you got? Yeah, I don't want to see Yaro. Do him. Let's see Danny.
Sandbags.
Sandbags.
So this one you're going to be able to like put your name on it, make your own design, paint it, whatever you want to do with it. We've got suede.
Wow, I'm like in awe.
This one's like, Annie, you'll love this one. This is an Italian leather.
Wow.
Really nice stuff. So Delia's been helping me with these, to start making, because we've been I'm
like in awe. The arm puts to me and my mouth is open. I'm like
no, that one's actually really nice Italian leather. I think we only have 2 or 3 of those left. But
so nice, Danny. And I know everything that you put out is quality.
Well, yeah, and it's quality. We just started thinking about this stuff, and it's like I can get sandbags. We as suppliers can get sandbags, but I was basically importing sand from India. Because they come with sand from India, and I'm like, why are we doing this? And it's like, we're trying to save money, but finally we're just like, hey, we're going to make sandbags to use in class and ones that'll be around forever. And, maybe they'll cost a little more, but we're keeping us working here. And literally, like, most you pay for is shipping on sand, and I'm like, why? So, like, this one's going to be cool. because you'll be able to draw on it or put your name or put designs. We're working on
Oh,
that. So
Dee's
Delia's
asking,
been doing these.
Dee's asking, how big is that sandbag? Looks huge. Bobby
This
says
one's
she
this
wants.
one's a 12, but we're probably doing 10s and 12s, a little bit smaller than that one.
Okay, 10s and 12s.
Those fit a 6x6
Yeah,
steel block. A 6x6 steel block, which I don't have with me, that you can stamp on and stuff or
that is awesome.
forming. Yeah,
That is
I'm really
awesome.
excited about the canvas ones because, like I said, you'll be able to put your name on it, design, whatever, spray
That is
paint it.
so
It'll
cool.
be kind of fun. Yeah,
I want one.
yeah,
I
absolutely.
need one. I do. Actually, I need one. Every time I stamp, I like start like a earthquake around here. They're like, God
Right?
bless it, Anie. What are you doing? And I'm sorry, the whole table went cock, you know.
Yeah.
So perfect fit, Bobby says. Linda, Linda's here. Linda, you
All
slept.
right.
She's got to go back to a meeting. Dane got to get back to the meeting. So Linda Davis sends comments today saying, darn it, I'm in meetings all day. I'm going to miss it. Save the video, Ania. I said, I'll save it. But she
On
likes
a Friday?
right now.
Meetings on a Friday?
Yeah, she does. Doodle on it. Yes, we'll doodle on it. Those sandbags are triple enforced, Delia says. They're triple enforced, those sandbags of Danny's. Nice.
Yeah.
You know,
it's something like I said, she's been helping me out with.
Nice.
I think I'm more just the idea and she's putting it together. So
good.
She's
Well,
been
that's what
sewing
you need.
these.
You know what everyone needs. You know how things will perform. You know how it's got to be. So this is when you listen to masters in their field, you guys. You have to understand there are masters and there's people out there almost pretending to be instructors, honest to God. And you can attest to that, Danny. You know your ish. I'm sorry, but it is what it is. I know who knows their ish, and Danny is definitely the real deal. So
Thank you.
What, Danny? What, Danny? Woo! Give you some props, Bob.
I appreciate that. Yeah, it's sometimes
give link to Danny's site. Diana says I just ordered my 6-inch block from Pepe, so I need one of those. You do, Diana. So need it. So just go.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna post a link.
I'll have those up probably. I don't have them up yet, so actually, you guys are the first ones to know about it.
Oh, you did a reveal.
Yeah, no, actually, like I said, I have these from. This is the white Italian leather one that Delia made. I'm just more like, hey, I need this. She's really good at sewing and leather stuff and jewelry maker, of course, but I'm just like the one that's going to try to destroy it.
Yes.
And if I can't destroy it, then we put it out there. Yeah, everything could be destroyed, but if I can't destroy it, like the jewel tool, I haven't destroyed the jewel tool yet, so that's pretty cool. Because no, I told you years ago, I was like, okay, but if I can destroy it, I'll let you know. And there's some people that send me stuff, and I murder it pretty much. So at the scale that I do with volume, so.
That is true. Danny, you've had that jewel tool for many years now, and it's so true. And you know what's cool is Danny is not the type
I've had it 5 years.
5 years.
And it's been all around the country, too.
Wow, Danny. And you know what's funny? It's like you make the abrasives last, too. Like, I don't recall you needing much of anything. Like, you really have really honed on it, especially with all the stuff.
I'm about due. I've pretty much worn a lot of it out. So
well, then we need to get you back on track because we can't send you out into classes with worn abrasives. But I know, you know what's interesting about Danny? I'll tell you. Danny is the type of craftsman that can make even a worn abrasive work. Because I know that, Danny, about you. I know you can make anything work.
I won't show anyone, but probably shouldn't say this, but I had a project where I needed an angle on the edge of one of your wheels, so I actually ground it down because I needed a chamfer on the top, the plastic part. So I actually voided the warranty, I know, but ground it down to do a project that I needed because it was like, I don't know, like on a Saturday, Sunday, and you're like, man, I can't go to Rio Grande, I'm screwed. Like, what do I do? Amazon's not going to make it, and I need it like today. So I went in there and ground something out at an angle so I could get into a groove on something a little bit larger in the shop. So it still held up pretty good. I'm not going to show people because I don't want them saying, I'm going to start grinding mine too, but
I
the
know
wheels held up,
exactly.
and I worked with 3M years ago with the abrasive guys, so I'm huge about 3M. I mean, some people are like, oh, well, it's expensive and stuff, but it's really not, because the quality that you get from 3M products, and it's even too. It's not like you can go buy that $3 belt somewhere, made in China or whatever, but it's going to have 80 grit and 120 grit and different grits. It's not going to be consistent to make it all even.
Right.
So the thing about 3M is it's perfect. And number two, like like the Cubitron and stuff you have, and Scotch Brite or scratch racers, is that what you call them?
Yeah.
I have that all over the place on industrial levels, and I've used those for years.
Yes.
I can't tell people, if you don't have that in your house, then you're just like totally missing out. I mean, that medium scratch eraser wheel, like that's probably the best thing you could have if you've got to have one thing that you could only have, because you can blend metal, silver, I mean, all kinds of different stuff. Because I work in other metals than just silver, from titanium to all kinds of stuff, and it's just great for blending and working. I mean, I don't prefer a super high polish on silver,
Yeah.
because it can get too busy. So I like to go to more, matte finishes and things like that. I love the Scotch Brite for stuff. It's good for
Aww.
cleaning up tools. But yeah, like I said, I mean, so it's like a perfect pair. I mean, you guys doing that with 3M. I mean, we were working on the Trizac for the lapidary people back in the day. This is probably like 10 years ago. Yeah,
I remember you telling me this.
Yeah, and like Dan and some of those guys came down, and we were working on the belts for all that. But that's when I first got exposed to Trizac and Cubitron, and I use the Cubitron bigger things out in the shop for the metal side of things,
Yeah,
and like some people are like, what costs more, but it's going to last longer, and you're going to get better results, and it's going to work faster. That's what people don't realize. Like some of the equipment, I'm running at 5,000 RPMs on stuff, and like it's pretty nice. So, you can't go wrong with that stuff,
Aw,
and
thank you,
the
Anie.
variable speed that you guys put into your machine is really nice, because if I'm getting a machine, it's got to be a variable speed.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, I mean, it's just because for every project you can dial it in, so that's really a big thing that people just, they're just going to have an on-off switch, and that's it. So, so that's really nice.
Yeah, because you want particular things to be, you want the tool to perform a certain way, and the variable speed allows you to adjust. Because you good, Danny. Oh, Danny.
Well, especially if you're doing lapidary, man. Like, you can't run it at full speed on some things.
No.
If you got something softer than you do harder, I mean, you have to have variable speed. I mean, that's just all there is to it,
Yeah. And Nicole agrees with you, says those are the exact wheels to clean up your castings. Boom. I love you, Nicole.
Yeah, I'm still slacking on getting that to you. A lot of people have been asking me about that. So I think it's going to be, maybe we can do that, and you can do a demo with the castings, and I'll come in on showing people how to clean up the sprue buttons.
Yes. Yeah.
There's little, the little sprues on it. I don't have time to cut all those off and blend them down. So that's part of it, otherwise you have to pay a ton of money. I did that at first. I sat there on the jewel tool and took those little guys off. But after I did like 1,000 of them, I was like, nope, not doing that anymore.
Everyone else can get a jewel tool and do it for themselves. It's really quick.
Sure.
Takes a few seconds.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, but our level, I can't make all the little sprues go away, So.
No, you can't. No, Danny. And because you've got so many orders, there's only so much you can do. You got to pump it out. Yeah, it's everything that you do is made by you. Everything. And Jennifer says, and time is money. Kathy says, you get what you pay for. Agree with Danny. I also do tin work. Scotch Brite scratch eraser works better than steel wool for blending. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's a whole. Yeah, those are considered like surface conditioning wheels, like the surface to be conditioned. Like you.
Yeah, it doesn't really abrade. It's like I always thought it was blending more than anything, but it's not like it takes off like tons of material. It just moves the grains around real nice on it with that
there you
stuff.
Go. So. Moves the grains. You guys, you don't understand how many hate comments.
If you want to get nerdy.
On YouTube, when I do like a Rolex watch, oh my God, people like think that I'm speaking blasphemy. Like they're like, it cannot blend anything. It's removing. And I'm like, Metal is malleable. It can move. Yeah, it's it can move. I just like research 3M. It does move and move the metal, and then they just like are yelling at me on YouTube. So it's hilarious.
There obviously is some removal, but if you want to get rid of scratches and stuff, that's what you have to do. So I mean, it's like, what do you choose? And number two, like I said, if you don't have Scotch-Brite, scratch erasers in your house, then you're just missing out, man. That'd be the number one thing I tell people. Like, get that first. Get the fine, medium. Do you have a course?
Yes, we have a course. Yeah.
Yeah, get all those.
You would probably like that. The course is good for knocking off heavy burrs, or let's say someone is a little scared to use the purple to grind. The course is like a gradual, and it won't like leave nasty scratches, if it's a tight little area. You know what I mean? It's more forgiving, the coarse scratch eraser.
Yeah, they're what are they, convoluted? If you want to get nerdy about that stuff, we could talk all day about that stuff.
Yeah, so you don't understand. Move on. This mind of his is just okay. So
Jarl is probably like, I know. He's exactly what he's like. Yeah, those convoluted wheels. There's interrupted cut technology that's 60/40. Like all that.
Yeah, him and Yarrow get along really good. They're asking, they say they love your castings and they want to know what you suggest to remove the sprue. And this is someone who has a jewel tool, just so you know.
It depends on what the shape is, but usually I'm going with that medium Scotch-Brite, or
really?
I'm using
you take down a sprue with a medium?
Well, if it's really small.
Yeah, if it's small, that would be perfect. No damage.
Or I use the purple Cubitron.
Yes.
Is it the Cubitron? Is the purple?
Yeah. Purple Cubitron too. It's this one.
And I think it's what grit? Do those are different grits?
80, 120, and 220.
Oh, I think I'm using a 120.
Oh, yeah.
On the 4-inch.
Yeah. Huh?
I think I'm using a 124-inch. Is what I have on there.
Like this one. This is a 124.
Yeah, that. I'm using that.
Nice. Cool. Yeah, so
he
uses a 120 purple ceramic, and then he loves his medium scratch eraser. No, so the reason why he loves the medium, you guys, is what I've been telling you guys all week, is the medium is going to be much more, I want to say, rigid, and it's strong. It leaves a fine finish, but it'll handle the tasks that he's putting it through.
Yeah, it's kind of like
sprue.
I mean, if I've got like some heavies, I'm going to go with coarse, but it just depends on the design where the sprue is. But
yeah, that is
the heavy can build up a lot of heat fast. I'm sorry, the coarse.
Yeah.
So unless you turn it down some, but I think my go-to is medium. Maybe I'm just lazy too.
Yeah, medium is, but you know what? I am too. One-stop shop, baby. Wait, hold on. I'm going to find the sprue. One-stop shop, baby. Medium will knock it right out of there and leave a smooth finish and not scratch anything.
And you can still run it at high RPMs, the medium. So
yep, high. I want to try. So I want to try the medium on a sprue. I'm gonna see how that works. Give me a sprue around here, Yarrow.
Yeah, I think best if everybody's interested, I'll send you that stuff that I was talking to you about.
Yes.
And
so
we can I can talk about it and you can demo it, see what you would do, because I'm interested to see what and maybe I'll have my camera set up by then, and I can, we can go over it too, because they're all a little different, but there's not much on the sprues, but
yes,
it just depends on what the design is.
Good. Yes, I know you. I know you wouldn't leave someone with a nasty big old sprue. You'd cut it down as close as you could. That's Danny for you. But
as much as you can,
As much as you can, yeah. So just so you guys know, this is not the last time we're going to have Danny on the show. So
we're just getting started.
We're just getting started. So our few next shows we want to incorporate, I'm going to make Danny send me stuff, and we're going to tag team, and he's going to get his cameras that he has, because he's spoken to Yarrow and he's gotten the cameras that Yarrow has suggested. I know this. I've listened to that conversation, and we're going to be a cool little duo team, and you guys just can sit around and watch. It'll be fun. Where is Danny from? Vicky Hart is asking. He's actually in Albuquerque right now.
Yeah, I'm in Albuquerque now. I'm originally from Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
Yeah.
Wow. Wait, is that a sprue? Those are long. This is a long sprue. You got me like one with a super long sprue. Here. Oh, here. This would be good. This used to have this had a little sprue. Let me actually show you guys. So just like Danny suggested, the medium, let me show you what he's talking about. And wait 1 second. Let me put my fingers on. Okay, so Yarrow just brought me this. So I've actually shown many times how to ground these little balls down, grind them down. So it's kind of like if you wanted to get rid of a little sprue, if you will. Right, Danny?
Yes.
The only other sprue that I have, check this out. It's like a monster sprue. Look at the size of these Yarrow found for me. Look at the size of these sprues.
Yeah, we'd probably get 2/3 of that clipped off, but that's a little big. But
yeah, so Danny would clip this off here. Actually,
I would clip it more. Like even some of the ones I send out, you can clip it a little bit. So we use a really big industrial cutters to cut it off, but you can go on with like some small flush cutters, but like those are really nice.
So
clip it off. Yeah.
I'm gonna
save
cut
your
this
scrap for
off.
shots.
Let's see if this will cut it. Yeah, it did. It cut it off. So we cut the little piece off. Do you guys see that? So I just have a little bit of a sprue left. I could have cut more. Wow, I could have really cut more. Maybe a little bit more. There we go. So I cut a little bit more. So there's still a good amount of sprue left. Do you guys see that? So this is what Danny was saying. If you want to use the medium to get rid of that little sprue, and there's like a weird parting line from the casting. Hold on, Yarrow. Let me zoom in better. So do you see that weird line right here? I don't know what that is. But like, yeah, if you wanted to get rid of this and you want to do one-stop shop, like Danny said, here's my medium. Watch this, you guys. Oh, wait, let me back up a little. So here we go, Danny. Okay, so we're going to get rid of that little sprue right there. Okay, so here it goes. So I'm going to run this at medium speed. So look, right here, you guys. You just hold it there. Don't push. Just hold it there and watch it just... Just that. Look at that.
Yeah, like what, 10 seconds? The other thing, too, about using that wheel rather than your paper wheels is if it's got a really sharp angle on the sprue, you can totally rip that stuff off. So I like to go in with the Scotch-Brite. It's really forgiving and easy to look at. You can't even tell that it's there. That it already was there.
Right? And look, the thickness is still there, nice and thick. Hold on. I got to do this nice and thick. You want to continue, you can clean up the rest of the casting. So this is what Danny's talking about, you guys. Wow. There. See? You see how it just blends it all? And so this is ready to put a satin finish on, leave it as is. Or if you're crazy and you want to polish, right, Danny? Danny doesn't polish, but if you want to polish, you can do it if you want. That's a polish, look. Okay, there. So that's enough of the jewel tool stuff here.
No, that looks nice.
You like it, Danny?
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, so that's what Danny was talking about, you guys. Right there. Good job, Danny. Danny, now I get why you like the medium. Medium like has strength, but yet leaves fine finishes behind, enough to polish. Are you using a ceramic wheel? No, Albert, I didn't use the ceramic. All we did is we used the medium. Danny says he loves the medium to knock the sprue off. So I said, let me show how that works. And so I just used the medium for that to remove the sprue and clean the casting, you guys. It's just a delicious little sucker. Okay. Does Danny
and they last forever,
Yeah, they do last forever, you guys. They're really good
No,
stuff.
they really do. If you can wear that out, like you do a lot of work. So
Yes, that was a medium scratch eraser. Thanks, Jennifer. Albert says thanks. Delia Munoz says magic. I love it. Susan says magic. Sweet how quick the jewel tool smooth. I know, right? How smooths it out. Yeah. So, so Carol says, does Danny have used? Has you used the scrubbies? You know what? I have not even told Danny about the scrubbies, but I should send
I've
you
been
some.
seeing the pictures, but I haven't used them yet.
Yeah, those are it's another 3M product. They're amazing at cleaning up, knocking burrs off, Danny,
That's the
cleaning up
purple,
rust.
or what color are they?
Here, let me show you. They're these. Just real quick, they come in 4-inch, 3-inch, 2-inch.
Oh
They're
yeah, absolutely. I've
yeah,
used something, obviously the 3M stuff like that. Yeah.
yeah. These are
The middle
3M.
one, the maroon, probably would be my go-to for
Yes.
a
This
lot
one,
of,
yes.
yeah.
So this
We
one
would call those satin wheels when I used to work for Indian Jeweler Supply. We used to call those the satin finish wheels.
yes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
And I
sold tons of those. Like
they're
I
like
have some.
they're delicious. I love them, and they don't. What I love about them, Danny, is they don't disintegrate. They like hold on, and they just are a workhorse. You know what I mean? So
Oh yeah.
yeah, the three. See, this is what we're talking about. Good quality, like 3M stuff. You might pay a little bit in the beginning, but if you calculate how long they're performing and they're
Well,
giving
and
you life.
the quality of the finish is really important, because like no, like literally, if you want to understand about 3M, like go walk around your house and look for things. Probably if you have post-it notes and stuff, you have 3M products in your house that you don't even know about. The
Right.
technology, like they hired the smartest people in the freaking world to go there. Like even a funny story. So they came down and they brought this guy from China, and he had a PhD in bonding. We used to laugh at him because he was like completely shy of meeting people in America, but he literally had a PhD in bonding on a micro level, which I didn't even know
Wow.
you could even get it. But he worked in the cyanoacrylate division, super glue division, basically. But he had a PhD in bonding, so he could tell you everything about the molecular scale of bonding. But we used to joke about, he can't bond really well. But anyway, yeah, no, they hire super smart people, like, and like their products are really great. Like I can't say enough about them.
Yeah. No.
Anytime I can get my hands, and like I said, the quality of the finish is really important, because if you get that cheap, there's, I talk about there's a lot of foreign knockoffs, and they look like a 3M product, but they don't perform like it. They look like it, but they might have a little bit, coarser grit in there and leave some scratches, or it's not going to finish right, or better yet, it just tears into pieces. So it's worth it. Like especially, we're not. What are we? We're not scrubbing pans, and honestly, if you do scrub pans, you probably have a green Scotch-Brite wheel on your sink. You may not say it, but I guarantee you've got one, and those work great too. But
Great.
we're making jewelry. Like, buy the quality tools. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. Buy quality tools. It's true. I've even spoken to jewelers, and, when they need to get, like you said, that finish, there's no amount of money that, like, they don't question the dollar amount. They don't even question how long the wheel is going to last, as long as it performs to what they want that final finish to
Well,
look
and if you guys go back and count, I think I was counting, like I'm weird like that because I work in manufacturing. So
like. Yes.
we have to make 5,000 of something. So I was counting the seconds, and I think you were about 12, 13 seconds with the Scotch-Brite to get that off. Well, that's labor that someone has that they're paying themselves, or you're paying an employee. That's where you save right there, is those seconds that with another product or a different tool that you wouldn't get that kind of performance. And
Yes.
honestly, the abrasives become nothing compared to the labor that you pay yourself and other people.
That,
If that takes you a minute usually to do that and file it or whatever with the jewel tool, 12 seconds times 1,000, how much, in other words, how much money are you willing to lose by not investing on the forefront of things, and getting the right tools and equipment? So that's the way you have to look at it. And if
that's
you're
well
thinking
said.
about buying it, then it's probably already too late. You probably already need it. So no, in manufacturing, they always say, hey, if you're thinking about scaling up and getting a new machine because you've got a project, it's already too late. You should have already had it.
Yeah, because you lost all the
Machines will
money.
pay for themselves. I mean, let's say it's $2,000. Well, what is that? 50. What is that? Can't even do math today, but let's say that's $120 bracelets. No, I mean it's easy math. When you think about it and spread it across things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So do you guys see how he thinks? He's just so. You're so good, Danny. Oy. And so I can sit and talk to Dan. Honestly, Danny, you've got so much in here to offer all of us on so many levels. You are just so knowledgeable. I don't even think you know how good you are, Danny. Honest
Oh,
to God,
thank you.
you're good. I've met a lot of people in my entire business, honestly, from as a kid. I've met so many people who say they are this and say they're that, and they're not. I'll like smell them real quick and I'll know it like this. You know what I mean? And Danny is the real deal. Really, Danny, you are. You know your
Thank you,
ish.
sweetie.
And what's nice is not only do you know your ish, you're very humble about it. You're very kind and you're generous and helpful to everyone. So that is a awesome person. You're like a
Yeah,
triple.
like I said, I'm a jeweler's jeweler, so
Yes, I know. I
I'm
love
trying
you.
to I'm trying to help people be successful, and it makes me successful, so that's
Yes,
what I
so
do.
that just so you guys know, he really means that. When he says that, he wants you to be successful. I mean, there's like special blessings of juju you get when you get one of Danny's kits or his stamps or anything. He really does send it with all
Oh,
love and
and
blessings.
let's talk about this if we got a second. Like,
Okay, hold on real
I,
quick. Bonnie said something real
who?
quick. The bane of my metalsmithing existence is fire stain. On those days when I'm a pyromanic mode, Danny, what do you suggest for getting rid or avoiding fire stain? So, but remember the thought you were about to say, Danny. Don't forget that.
Uh,
I use the scratch eraser to remove it. I don't know what you do to avoid it. I use boric acid. Why don't you guys use boric acid? That's my thing.
I mean,
I would
I did that with gold and fine jewelry. I was taught the same way to make your own boric acid. So,
yeah.
but we use alcohol and lit it on fire. So I don't
Yes.
think people. That's the traditional way to do it. But I'd say flux and heat's probably the issue. Ask her what kind of flux is she using, what brand.
Yeah.
Is it silver? I'll answer
Bonnie,
that question.
what kind of flux you using? So Nicole says she uses Prips. I know it's hard to find now. People are making their own Prips. But
Yeah,
I've heard that, but I don't know. So boric acid doesn't
silver.
work with
Silver
silver.
basically is, yeah. I mean, it works okay, but I'd say handy was a little bit better. For silver, like if I'm doing gold, I'm gonna make my own boric acid and alcohol.
Yeah.
That's how we did it. We set it on fire and it makes a glass layer. Some
Yes.
people like to use it. Handy's like my go-to for silver. Or cuprinil. Some people really like cuprinil. It's a little bit longer process, but we used to buy 55-gallon drums of Handy Flux. So I've sold a little bit of it and used it in my life. But fire scale usually has to do with the cupric oxide rising to the surface.
Right.
And like I said, a good preventative. I think the other thing too is, and this will probably start an argument, but
I love it. Say it.
people dab a little bit of flux. They just put a little bit of flux where they need it, and the whole other area is exposed to oxygen and CO2 and everything's soaking into your metal. When your metal is close to molten, it'll absorb 50% of its weight in oxygen. So when we're casting and stuff, so we put borax in, things like that. But
yes,
people don't coat their project with flux. They just do their little areas, and I guarantee they're probably getting fire skill around the areas they don't put flux on, because I think people are taught that flux is just to help the solder flow, which is true, but it's also a barrier. Like cuprinil, like you do the entire surface with cuprinil, and it'll come out completely clean. But Handy Flux, I think people skim too much, and they're probably taking too long when they're soldering. They
Yeah.
probably need more heat, because you're basically like that copper's rising up to the surface in the metal.
Yes. That's
You're
what it is.
basically reticulating it pretty much.
Yes.
So I would say try some handy flux and use a little more. And yeah, and like I said, obviously again, the
Yeah.
medium will take a lot of that stuff right out of the surface without gouging it up.
Yeah, it is. I know. One of these days, Danny, I need to get like a soldering setup here. Um,
Oh
I'm
yeah.
I am a soldering. I love soldering. I love to watch. Like, I don't know, I get excited when the heat gets to a certain degree, and then you see the solder, it's ready to move, and it's like a little, like it's like an orchestra playing in my head. Like there's a dance happening. It's just makes me so happy. I've been dying to solder again. You don't understand, Danny. I'm
Well, I
like,
think it'd be really good for this question. We could just do it. We could show where we don't use the flux and then we do use the flux.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So you guys, this is not the last video we're going to have with Danny. This is just to get like, this is like Danny is dipping his toes in the live water. So now that we de-virginized him, he's
Well, and I got really blessed. De-virginized. I got really blessed because I worked on you ladies, man. I swear you cracked me up. So yeah, I mean, I got blessed to work on an industrial level. So like everything we did was a lot bigger. So like we look into those physics of things where like the micro level, like I said, I mean, I'll give a quick tip for casters. Like a lot of them pour their own metal, or maybe you guys do your own ingots or whatever. And when it's molten, it's sucking up a lot of oxygen into it. You can use wax or just coat it up with borax. Use like some casting wax or a candle and cover. It'll smoke, but it'll be a cleaner casting. It won't be all dark and gray because that gray is where it's sucking in oxygen. So that's an old casting trick we used to do. We used to put wax on top of it. And yeah, it smokes like crazy, but otherwise it gets into the surface. So
yeah, no, absolutely, Danny. I'm with you. Everything you said is what I've learned and what my dad did. So yes.
Yeah, the old timers, like they knew that stuff, man, back and forth, like no, because they had all these little tweaks that a lot of them didn't really know. And like later on, as manufacturing got bigger, people like us were
Sorry. Danny, you have to read the comments. Danny just.
Oh no, are the girls going off now?
Okay. It's okay. So yes, Bonnie says it was probably the heat on most days. She kind of rushes it. It happens. Okay. And then D says, "Lol, we deflowered him."
Yeah, I figured you guys are gonna. Ladies crack me up.
Just wait, Danny. If you are with us long enough, you'll get some marriage proposals soon. LOL. And then Amber says, Anie finally cracked him up. That's right, you guys. I know how to chisel him. You guys don't know. Danny's a funny one, you guys. I just chisel him.
Oh,
you
guys are kind of mild today. I think you're being nice. Because I've been in some classes, those ladies like go crazy in there.
Yes, you love them. You love every single one of them. You're so good, and you
teach
them, and they love you. You're so good.
Yeah, well, no, I won't go into that. We'll do that another day.
Yes. So, like I said, you guys. So now that we brought Danny in, there's gonna be more. We want to do like little tag team stuff. I want him to send me some stuff. Danny, like I want to like even try your stamps. Me do it. Tell me what I'm doing wrong, because Danny knows how to stamp really good. Like, we gotta keep it going. We'll do like little mini classes here.
Yeah, sounds fun. I'm down.
Yeah, Danny is patient. Danny is patient. Swear. But don't piss him off. Oh, don't want to do that. Just so you know, people out there, don't. He's nice to a degree, and then don't take his niceness for weakness. He's a good one. He's a good egg.
Nice,
You're a good egg. What would we name the show with you two? Oh, Dee's already creating a show.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. You see how my women work? They're like, don't mess with my women. Kathy, invite him to Sip and Shine and see what's all about. Oh Lord, Kathy, what would we name that? They're already creating a show. I just want you to know these are my people. We think. Okay, Albert has a quick question.
Okay.
It's a serious question.
I've got some
Okay.
time. Do you have time or no?
Uh,
Or you guys winding down?
no, I'm here. Don't worry.
Okay.
Put wax
Well,
on
we're still
top.
live then. Let's
Yeah, we're
answer
still
some
live. We're not
questions.
going anywhere. Put wax on top after pouring into Flux. I want to make
Okay,
sure
Albert,
that I understand.
I'll reiterate that. So if you're casting on your investment, when you're getting ready to pour the metal, you pour your metal onto your flask after you've done your burnout, and it's molten hot, it's orange.
Yeah.
Throw wax on top of it or borax. I prefer wax because it's not toxic like breathing the fumes from borax. But take a handful of wax and throw on top of that sprue button while it's orange, and it's going to smoke a lot, but it won't suck in oxygen because you're making a barrier. You'll notice the color of your casting after you quench it in the water will be a lot brighter than before. And number two, the oxygen causes embrittlement in your castings. So not that it's a deal breaker that you have to do it, but it's just an old trick I learned from back in the day. So like I said, it's when silver is molten hot, and you can fact check me on this one, I believe it's 50 or 55% of its weight it will absorb in oxygen when it's molten. So
when it's molten.
And you can do that if you're pouring some ingots, throw the wax down on top of it while it's still orange. Yeah, that'll help out with them. I mean, obviously, you can pickle it and stuff, but it'll help out a lot.
Yeah. That's very good tip. So there's more of these tips.
And that's free.
Come.
That's free.
Yeah,
that's
I was just gonna say that was free. No class, no nothing. No, you didn't have to pay for admission. We're here. Yeah, I know, Danny. You are just full of amazing knowledge that you generously give. You really do. But I think people need to see more of you because you're like,
I think
the only time people get to really see you is in person at classes, but not everyone can go to those now these days. You know what I mean? So
I think people realize like I'm more established in the social media realm than because in the industrial side people know me, but I always just behind the scenes. So I think now people, if I say it, they pretty much know that I'm trying to contribute and it's something I've done or know about. So because there's things I don't know about. I remember, and there's very few people that I have that I can ask technical questions to. You usually have to call someone at 3 a.m. or something on that level. If it's super like Jim Binion, like I remember asking him one day about some palladium stuff that we were rolling out, but we were rolling out 500-ounce ingots of palladium, like on a whole different other industrial level years ago. But like he was my only guy I could ask. There just isn't a lot of people you can access on our industrial level. So now I'm realizing like the biggest thing is there's a lot of bad information out there. Are there different ways to do things? Absolutely. Do you have to put wax on your castings? No, you do not have to do that. It's not going to make it, it's going to make it a little better, but it's like not going to be a deal breaker. But there's a lot of bad information because someone got taught something and then they're deciding, okay, well, I'm going to start teaching now or making tools or whatever because I wasn't successful over here. So I'm going to start making videos and maybe it kind of works, but there's a lot of bad information and you see people struggling because they were told, okay, do this or whatever, but they're not really understanding what they're doing.
Yes.
And I think that's the biggest thing is I'm pretty good, like what that part is explaining what you're doing,
Yes.
Like when we're talking about moving the grains around with the convoluted wheels, people don't understand what they're doing. They want to press a button and to make jewelry and it doesn't always work that way.
Doesn't work that way. I know.
Yeah.
But no, I'm
going to buy a machine and like, it's going to be awesome. You still got to tell that machine. Yara knows what I'm talking about. I have CNCs. You still have to program that machine and tell it what to do. It's not just going to press the button, the green button. And it's not going to be like, thank you for thinking about what I want to make. Maybe in 20 years, AI will be there. But right now you have to make it. And then number two, you have to know what you're doing to make tools.
Yeah. Exactly.
You
It
know,
could be a $200,000 machine, Yarrow says, but if you don't program to tell it what to do, it's worthless. It won't do anything. It'll just
no,
sit
it's a
there.
$200,000 paperweight. Yeah, and
I
I
love
think I also have surrounded myself with other makers that make really super quality stuff. I mean, like even when we started out with Cabochon Addicts and Lex and them make really great stones and share information. We got Metal Stamp Addicts. I mean, I've got some great makers in there.
Yes.
We've got
Yeah.
the
If you guys
Silversmithing
aren't
and
a part
Jewelry
of his
group.
group, he has a group called Metal Stamp Addicts. It's on Facebook. I'm
Yeah.
sure you guys are. I've invited a lot of you guys to that group. Just so you know, it's a great group, and everyone and Danny's helpful on it. He really good. So if you guys haven't joined that group, I really highly recommend you join that. I'm a member.
And I started or I woke up Leather Stamp Addicts for people that do leather stamping,
Oh,
and
yeah, you have leather. I haven't.
that's a new one. So that's been a real interesting. There's people from all over the world in that one.
I want
What
to be a
else do we
part
have
of that
going?
group. Leather Stamp
It's a
Addict.
really interesting group. It's people from all over. I mean, most groups are from all over the world, but it's small. I mean, we're really like we're under the radar right now, so no one's known about it, but you guys know now. But
I'm excited. Oh, here it is. Leather Stamping Addicts.
yeah,
Okay, so it's called Leather Stamping Addicts. Is it this one, Danny? Look at the logo.
yes. And then, like I said, we have leather stamping addicts, metal stamp addicts, cabochon addicts for you lapidary cabochon people.
Ooh,
Cabochon
Cabochon
addicts was actually my first group that we started out, and with Lex and Jimmy and Ken and some of the other people. So I was doing lapidary before you guys were even seeing me do stamps. That was like
Oh, yes.
7 years ago.
That's another
We
thing.
were like
Danny
the third lapidary group, you know?
Yes. So what is it called? It's called Cabochon Addicts.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's
Well,
like about what 6,000 members in there.
why
And you
am I
have
not?
the Silversmithing and Jewelry, Silversmith Shop.
Yes,
Those are ones
silversmithing
I
and
admin.
jewelry. I've invited a gazillion people to that. I just want you to
Yeah.
know.
That's international.
Yeah.
It's really huge.
Wait, is Cabochon Addicts with the Muppets?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so Yara's gonna put that link. Oh God, how cool is that? That's a lot of members in the Cabochon Addicts.
That's been around longer than metal stamp addicts and stuff. So we started out when I left IGS, I was basically trying to eat. So I was cutting cabochons like $5-10 because I got kicked out of well, I'll just say it. I got kicked out of the lapidary group. There was only 2 groups that did lapidary back. This is when groups just came out, you know.
Right.
And yeah, and I got kicked out of the lapidary group because they said I was too commercial, and they didn't believe that I was cutting that many stamps. But I came from a manufacturing background, obviously, but I was just trying to pay bills, you know. So we're like, hey, screw that, we'll start our own group. So
good for you.
That's how that went down.
That's your style. I love that.
Oh, and I remember being hurt, man. Like I got kicked out of a group. Wow, like, you know, that really hurt. But now I get it, you know. It didn't go with, they were trying to be more commercial and make money off the members in a different way. So I get it, you know, different business models. So
I know, but you know, it's the reason why you get hurt is because your intention wasn't bad. You know, your intention was just to show off what you were doing like everyone else does. But since you were a step above everybody, they didn't want you.
Oh, and you know, back then
jerks.
I was showing like 100 preforms in my hand on nails, and people were like, I don't understand. I was like, well, yeah, I just did 100 cabochons today, but I do preforms. No one was doing that. Everyone, you know what we all did back then? Or not, I didn't do it, but everyone would cut something or make something, then they'd post a picture, they'd link that out to Etsy or eBay, then you have to go over there and buy it. And I said, screw that. I was like, hey, send me your PayPal email and I'll see an invoice right now. It's yours. I cut all that out. But used to, we would stage it and have our little collage, which is great for jewelry, but making a cabochon, you know, we were selling so many of them so quick, people just didn't like that, I think. And not saying it's bad to do it, but I just cut that all process out, you know. A lot of good times. I'm still involved in the lapidary world, not as much. I mean, Lex and Jimmy do a really good job of running Cabochon X and keeping that going. So I just I don't have as much time to admin and answer questions like I used to because we're making a lot. It's just too much.
Yes,
Even
but we have
like
you
I'm just trying to
here.
keep up with messages.
Oh my
You
God,
know,
you have no idea. I don't know how you manage that many groups, to be honest with you, and to run a business, Danny. There has to be some award out there to be given to you because
I don't know
I
about that, but
sometimes get so overwhelmed with everything, all the messages and all the comments, and I'm like, ah! Sometimes
well,
my
you just
inbox
have to
has
do
like
it.
200 messages, and I'm like, how is this
You
going to
just have to
happen?
do what you can. I mean, we're blessed to have those kind of problems.
Yes,
Um,
it's true. That is true.
Luckily, it's about surrounding yourself with other good people too. I mean, you got a
Oh,
crew. I've got crews. Like I said, I've got a lot of administrators
yes.
that help
No,
out with things. So
you do. No, your groups are great. I love your groups. I'm very happy when I'm in the group. I feel like a good energy, a good vibe. So, there's always a good vibe in any group that you're involved in. So that's what I love about them. So that's why I'm like, quickly, join, join, join. They're going to be like, who's this girl? I wrote Danny as one of my answers just so I would get. So they're probably like, who is this girl?
no, actually, a lot of people do that. So
That's so funny.
I I'm actually usually the gatekeeper. That's usually my job is the gatekeeper to get into the group.
Yes, he is
So
the
as
gate.
far as the dated, no, because like I won't say which ones, but some of them that pretty much they leave me to approve members or not, because we've been doing it for so long, and there's some new people coming in and helping us, which I think is really great and different
Good.
because there's a bunch of different groups I'm an admin or moderator in. But I think is the gatekeeper part when people trying to come in because man, they're trying to come in from Nigeria and all kinds of weird places just to scam and
Yes.
take
Yeah.
advantage of people and spread spam and like it's getting more and more every day. But also finding people that each group is its own little community. I always joke about having a group about 73 Corvettes, but there's this one guy that wants to talk about 74 Corvettes, and he gets in trouble and gets reported and blah blah blah, and he feels like he's getting bullied, but is specific about a certain topic,
Correct.
even though it's related. Sure, jewelry, cabochons, it's all related, but I think some people struggle with that sometimes. That's hard. Sometimes you have to tell people like, hey, it's kind of not what we're doing over here. Maybe it's kind of relevant, but there's a group for you. There's a group
There's a
just for
group
that.
for you out
There
there.
is. There totally is. It's out there.
Corvette lovers of
Yeah.
America.
You can't please everybody,
So
Questions.
they're talking some. So Amber says IGS. Did you say?
I used to work for Indian Jeweler Supply.
Oh yes, you
So,
did. Oh, that's what. Oh, so they're saying IGS. Okay, yes. So he
yeah, I
used to
worked there for 12 years. Most people that knew me then, I ran their manufacturing facility, was my day job, and my other corporate role was I was the vice president of marketing. So
Wow.
I went to all the shows, Tucson. I've been from Miami to Tokyo, literally, to shows.
Wow.
So that was all the catalogs, the website. That was part of what I did. So we were actually Indian Jeweler Supply was actually the first person to do freeform cabochons on Facebook. And that
Interesting.
was me and my crew. And this was like 8 years ago because
Wow.
no one knew how to do them. And it's like freeform cabochons, you got to measure it and weigh it. And it's like a $5 cabochon. It's not worth it, right? So we
Right.
started doing lots. And if anyone wants to fact check me on that, go for it because I've got the evidence. But
There's nothing to fact check when it
no,
comes
like
to Danny.
so yeah. So a lot of people. I worked in the Albuquerque findings facility, but like I said, I was the VP for about 12 years. Then I left there, and then later on they went bankrupt. I worked for David H. Fell. When I was out for a year. I got subcontracted to work or contracted to work for David H. Fell because they were setting up a manufacturing facility /
Wow.
refinery here. They're out of California. Really great
Right.
people. If you got any refining or stuff to do, they're really good people to work with. They're out
Yes,
of
they are.
Commerce. Bandini too. I think they're in there. But
Yeah.
because I had the technical background for precious metals, so we were doing. I can't even really tell you the numbers, but we were doing really huge things, big products, and our customers there were 3M, GE, those were our customers. Vet tells you we were doing technical precious metals. So can't talk a lot about it. It's still pretty secretive, but
I know. I was gonna
that was
say,
a cool
hey, don't
experience.
get in trouble. I'm out getting quiet for you.
Well, I've been blessed. I've seen more metal than most people can ever dream up.
In their life, yeah.
We used to sweep up, you know those big trash cans. We used to sweep up silver and put those into those to refine them. So
Yep, we used to put
that's
them
all I
in
can say about
cans
that one.
too. I remember. And then would you ever, like, we even had like I want to say like a mesh screen that you would have to walk on after leaving the facility, just in case something was under your feet. And then I was the girl that had to pick that up every week and sweep all the gold dust that came off of people's feet so they wouldn't go out of the
I
house.
mean, we had band traps. You had to get scanned out. Brinks like every other day. Like,
that's legit. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was a fun experience. And what happened was I had still been doing the cabochons, and I would do a little bit of jewelry and stamp stuff, and people started seeing the stamps. And then people would ask me about the stamps. I'm like, oh, we used to make them and sell them at IGS or whatever. And then people started asking me, and then before I knew it, within a few months, I had 800 or 900 people trying to get stamps. And then it got too crazy, so that's why I'd already had cabochon addicts going, but I started metal stamp addicts so everyone can answer their own questions and to build that community, and brought in some other makers because it got too huge. And now there's probably 7 or 8 stamping groups and different things going on. But the whole idea with the group is so it wasn't a for sale group, because I already had almost a tribe right there. I didn't need any more people. But for people to discuss and show stuff, the coolest thing, you told me to write it down.
What?
Is that I've watched people go from okay beginners to making really nice jewelry years later, the ones that stuck with it. So it's definitely possible and doable. It's a contact sport, so you have to practice at it. It is.
I love that.
No, it's, if you're going to be an expert at something, spend 5,000 hours on it. You've got to work for it. Like I said, you can't press a button, jewelry. It's not going to happen. So
no, I agree. The more you practice, you guys, the better you're going to get. Practice. Yeah. If you don't practice, you're not going to get better.
And I feel blessed as part of that role, is because we're influencing the jewelry industry.
Yes.
We're influencing what's being made to consumers and loved ones and all that stuff. We're actually influencing that by what we're making, or products that we're, like your jewel tool, stamps, whatever. Like, that's the cool part when you go to sleep at night. Like, I see some people making some really cool stuff, and it's not just because I made a tool, but I'm part of that process.
Yes.
And I think that's where I feel really blessed. People look at it the other way, like, we're trying to make money. But honestly, like, me and some other people we talk about, we're broke all the time because we keep buying more and more stuff to make. It's that way. I'm buying more still. I'm doing this kind of, so you're always getting more stuff to make more stuff.
Yes. Yeah. And all of that, to grow yourself and to keep providing good stuff for everybody, it's an investment on your end. You can just keep it, same, parallel plateau, and just keep going and just going with the flow. But I know you're very much like me. You always are improving. You always want to bring the best to your customers. You always want to help them out. And if you figure out a tool or whatever, you're going to make it to make their life happier. So it is an investment on your end. People don't understand. I know. It's like you're up and then you're like, oh no, but we got to invest in this for this project. And you're like, oh, okay, here we go again. I
mean, that's part of the process at our level. So, but like I said, the really cool thing is watching what people are making. I'm impressed some days. Like, it makes me want to make more stuff for people. Just to see what they're going to come up with. And like when they take our stuff and spin off on it, we were like, wow, man, that's fulfilling. Yeah, money pays the bills and all that, but it's not about that. If I win the lottery, you're always going to laugh. I'm just going to buy more tools and equipment to make more stuff.
Honest to God.
I'm not going to stop. No, because I have to get up every day and make something. Like, that's the thing. And so this other part is, the addiction is making this other stuff, just like I said, fuels that fire.
Yes,
But yeah, I
Yarrow
totally
is
would.
agreeing with
Like,
you.
I'd buy more equipment, you
Yes.
know?
Yeah. And then Yarrow says it's like an investment for yourself, you know? You gotta
It
you know, just
is.
because you win the lottery, how boring could it be? How much can you lay on the beach and drink? You know, eventually you get bored and you're not satisfied, you're not inspired. You gotta keep evolving. So I get it. You see how he thinks? Always evolving. I mean, I wouldn't mind sitting on the beach for a few days and then I get back
Yeah.
to the real world. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm with you, Danny. I would do the same. We'd buy them
Yeah,
together.
I would
Go on
definitely
the
take that
hall.
beach trip for a couple weeks,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then they would get
but
bored
after
after
that,
a
I'd have to
while.
get back to it, just couldn't
Yeah. Get that
couldn't
fire going. Get that blood boiling. You know what I mean?
I
So,
think if that's what you do, I mean, I was watching something the other day and they were talking about like think about when you were younger and you were a kid and you weren't worried about the bills and stuff, like what were the things that you did in your
yeah.
spare time or free time that made you happy? And one of the things was I played with Legos and built things. All my toys I took apart to figure out how
Yes.
they worked. It was
Yes.
like science. No, it was like everything was there. Like, I've got to make stuff or take stuff apart and figure out how it works to make other stuff. Um, yeah, I think a lot of people can relate to that story.
Well, D has a different. I love this. D says, I would set up my studio on the beach,
Oh, there you go.
private island. I like where you're going.
Yeah,
I will host a Jewel Tool reunion. That's right, girl. Let's do
I
it.
like that.
My God, I love it. Private beach, no less. Nice,
Yeah.
D. I'm with you, girlfriend. Yep, that would be so much fun. And then Albert goes, D. Ah, nice. You guys are awesome. I love it. But
Any questions?
so now they just
We'll
loving what
take a
you're
couple
saying.
more.
Everyone's saying
Okay.
hashtag me too. New tools, new tools, new tools. I want new tools. Yeah, welcome to my life. You know, it's like so yeah, no,
It's hard some days because sometimes you're just like, that's a really good deal, but do I really need it today? Do I
I
just
understand.
want it today? Do I want to buy this today or yeah.
Tool toys. They're saying tool toys. It's true, but I agree with everything you say. This is why we get along. Danny is like his mind is just like mine. We just look different, honest to God. But the way he thinks is, I get it. You just get someone's mind, and he's just got so much that I'm going to pull out of him. Wait till you guys see there's more. Question for Danny. One must know tip for successful stamping. Oh, one must tip for successful stamping. A
Still
Danny Weed
hammer.
stamp.
Still
They're
hammer.
good.
Still hammer. That's usually 90% of the problem when people aren't successful is they're using a brass hammer. And the brass hammers, people argue the brass hammer will work, but usually for a beginner, for handmade stamps, I prefer a steel hammer. Like I
Okay,
said,
you know what?
you can use a brass hammer. You got to hit it more times. There's always an argument with that, but usually when I tell people like, "Hey, try a steel hammer," boom, immediately they're more successful. That'd be the number one tip I would tell to people.
Did you guys hear that? So he suggested a steel hammer, not a brass hammer, because
For
he's
our
wanted,
types of stamps, not for the commercial.
yes,
They'll work fine. They're
for
usually
his type of
smaller.
stamps.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like some of the other ones aren't hardened, so you don't want to use steel on them. Brass works fine, but for our type of stamps, yeah.
Albert's saying hammer weight.
Usually I tell people 2 to 2.5 pounds to start them off. As you get more experience, you can use a smaller hammer.
Delia's asking, what part of the hammer do you use? You have a hammer. Which part?
That's
I
a
just
good
grabbed
question.
this big one.
So choke up a little bit towards the steel part. Yeah, about right there is where I like to use.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Here, I get it. Here you have control. There's stability, but yet you're still further enough from the actual like whack, so you don't get that
Yeah.
whack. Yeah, but you got more control. When you're back here, Danny, it's loosey goosey.
Yeah, and your wrist will
Yeah,
get
it's
tired.
hurting
It'll pop.
already. Yeah, I think I heard a crack. So yeah, I
Yeah,
agree.
you don't
Yes,
have any control the further down you are, and like some of the hammers that have longer handles, I'll actually cut those handles off too.
yes. I don't like the long ones. I like the
Yeah.
shorter ones. Yes, that's good. Did you hear that? The longer handles, he's even cut the handles to be shorter. So not too long of a handle, guys. Yes. So Wonderful. Hi, Irene. She
That
says hello from Virginia. I have 3 different hammers for stamping, small, medium, and large. There's not just one hammer for everything.
true.
Love my stump.
Yeah, I mean, I use
Great tip,
a
they're
12
saying.
ounce hammer, 2.5 pound hammer. It just depends on what I'm stamping. I mean, obviously, if you've got a little 3 millimeter stamp, you don't need that big of it, but that's usually a steel hammer, as in the alloy. Weights can vary, but my classes, we use that right there, the drilling hammer. I actually sell those online. You can get those at Harbor Freight. People have me grind those off flat and buy them from me because they don't want to do it, but that's
Yeah.
what I start people off with in class.
Oh, nice.
You know?
So Danny, you sell these. So Danny has this already prepped on his website to buy.
I sand it flat because some of them are round.
Yes, they are, and I don't like that.
That's the other issue. That's the other issue. If they're domed out round, they'll skip off the stamp. So they need to be flat.
Do you hear that? That was good. So this it's rounded over. It needs to be dead flat. So Danny sells these hammers already prepped for you on his website at Faro.
Or you can
valleytool.com.
Yeah, and you can grind them off yourself. I just grind them off with like a 60 or 80 grit, but
yeah, I know, but Danny, you do it so good.
I sell a ton. Like I laugh sometimes because I'm like, I just go in there and grind them out and put them in a box, and people buy them all the time. And I have the kits with the sandbag and the block and things. Well, not everyone has something to do that on, so you can do it on the jewel tool. You'd have to use the 4-inch wheel on it.
Yeah, I was just gonna say you definitely need it because it's so big, you guys. It takes a lot of space.
Yeah.
Someone says, and get on Metal Stamp Addicts. I have learned so much on there, and my stamping has improved tremendously. It's so true, you guys. I even learned people post their do's and don'ts. Danny comments on it, and you get to see how amazing your stamps are. I'm always wowed at what they do with them. So
2 things: we have like some of the best jewelry makers in the world in that group that do stamping. Number 2, we have like maybe 5 or 6 years worth of post. So I tell people a lot, people come into a group and like, hey, how do I stamp? Immediately or whatever, but like we've answered that a million times. Where do I get a Hallmark? You hit that little search icon up at the top, type in keywords, knowing like you'd be surprised. There's so much information in those groups that you can read through. I think we all get lazy. We're like, oh, how do I clean my tires? Let's just go to a group, and like when there's 30,000 people in the group, they kind of get annoyed because, the question's usually been answered. But it's not like anyone attacks you. But go in there. There's 5 years worth of information and posts in there.
Yeah,
go through and check it out. Type in a keyword. Check it out. Research it. It's free.
Yeah, it's free.
It's free. It is.
What Danny is saying, you guys, a lot of you guys know this, but some still don't. When you are in the group, say you're on the page of Metal Stamp Addicts, right? You're not going anywhere else. At the top right, there's like a little search button. The one with the magnifying. You can type in anything, and it'll pull up a post from 3 years ago, even earlier, about your particular topic. So learn to search that. I search it all the time, because if someone says, Anie, I posted something on the jewel like I did on the jewel tool, and my God, I go to that group and I'm like, how am I going to find this post? There's like a million. So I just type in a keyword and boop, there it does. It pops up right there, and you just click on the actual post and read it.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. I just have to be clear, because not everyone knows that, Danny. You're a Facebook wizard. You know Facebook in and out. You can teach me a thing or two. So not everyone is.
I've been doing it for a long time. So funny story. When I was at Me and Drawer Supply, and we started a company Facebook page. This is before Instagram was even around. I was like, I will never be on Facebook ever. I was like, I'm not going to go out there and hang out with people and just like, this is ridiculous. Social media is stupid. When we were running the business side of it, and here I am. Yep. Yeah. But I remember telling myself, I was like, nope, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to expose people and tell them what I'm doing, Yeah.
But look at
here
this.
I am.
I know, here you are. You're like, now you have too many people that want to be your friend, and Facebook has capped you at 5,000 friends.
They cap everyone at 5,000. So on your personal page, not your business page.
Personal page.
I started out with a personal page, so if people try to comment over there, they can't until they become my friends. There is a wait list on that, but you can get me on Instagram.
Yep.
You've got Metal Stamp Addicts over there.
Tell them who you are on Instagram.
Metal Stamp Addicts on Instagram.
Instagrammers here. They're getting it. The girls are getting it. The guys are getting it.
Yeah.
What is your Instagram? I know it, but say it.
It's Metal Stamp Addicts on Instagram. Yeah.
So it's Metal Stamp Addicts on Instagram. And
yeah, I'm not as active there, but this year we're working more on that. So.
Yeah, he's doing good. And yes, Facebook definitely way more active than Instagram. I have to say I'm equal on both. Sometimes Instagram for me is so much easier. Like I forget that I have to post on Facebook too. So it's like, how many things am I going to post? So, yeah, it's fun out there. Already, Ken says he already approved a bunch of people for the Cabochon Addicts group, by the way. Yeah. Hey, Ken, shout out, Ken. I was talking to you last night and this morning. So shout out to Ken.
We met when I got kicked out of the lapidary group. Ken was like, my buddy was like, why are you kicking this guy out? He's the real deal. So we've been friends ever since. Ken teaches classes with me too in Tucson, if you guys don't know.
Yeah, Ken's awesome. Ken is he's a sweetheart. He's a real deal. He helps you out. That's where I met him. I met him with you in Tucson.
Yeah, he's a lapidary cutter. He makes Damascus knives.
Yes. Yeah.
Ken's really talented.
Yeah. I'm a YouTuber taught. I started making jewelry because it was too expensive to buy what I wanted, and I knew what I wanted and couldn't find. YouTube is awesome. Oh, so Melanie Campbell says YouTube has helped her tremendously too, as far as learning how to work on jewelry. So yeah, that's cool.
I think there is a lot of information, but like I said, you just got to be careful. I think if you find, there's different people out there that. I'd say there's a lot more good than there was bad on YouTube, but there's some stuff on YouTube I'm like, it just really needs to be deleted.
Oh my God. I'm like, are you kidding me? Stop.
I watch YouTube all the time about other things that we're doing. So like I get up and watch YouTube when I'm working invoicing or something. I got to be in the computer. There's YouTube running. So like I know someone made a crack at us and said something about, you youngins use Google and YouTube instead of just asking your elders. And I'm like, well, some of this stuff wasn't even around then, so it's like, could you ask? Yeah. I mean, my grandpa and people like that were definitely the go-to guys to answer stuff, but we're in 2021 now. Some of it's pretty space age that we're doing.
Yeah, that is. No, definitely.
And there's a ton of information on YouTube. So I have a YouTube channel there, but I haven't touched it in years. Like I said, there may be 5 videos. Maybe that'll change in the future, but YouTube keeps going through a lot of different changes with people. And we've got so much more of a presence here.
Yeah.
I don't even think I have 300 followers on YouTube, So there's I have way more reach here.
I'm going to talk to you about that. I'm going to try to get you back on YouTube too. Like maybe you can do a double post when you post there, post something small on YouTube. My YouTube has grown a lot. Melanie says
it's effort. It's effort.
Tool, so we got to, get a whole YouTube audience.
It's effort, you got to spend the time to make it. So
it's true. All of this really, Danny, I know it's a lot of effort. The filming, the editing, the time to do all of that. Not only the time to film the video and run a business and keep up with orders and manage all those Facebook groups that you have and help everyone. It can be a lot. I understand. So slowly but surely we'll get you going. Remember, already today was the initiation. Okay. I would watch your YouTube channel, Danny. Everyone's saying, talk to him, Anie. Talk to him.
I think the biggest thing for me is, there's been people working with me and different things that have come and gone, but the whole thing for me was always having this really great edited movie video that goes on there. And now I'm just like, I've started just taking the video camera out and just recording myself when I'm doing stuff. and eventually that footage will get out there or not get out there or whatever. But I realized like the whole thing is I was trying to like, I've got friends that work in the movie industry, like, dude, we'll come down, we'll do the video shoot and all that. And you're like, great. And it's like, when do I have a day or two to do video shoots? And like, these people work for the movie. I can't say who, but they work for movie people. Like, dude, we'll totally do it. But me, I'm like, oh, that's a whole day. And then, you know, so for me now, it's like I realize like I'm just going to start taking a lot more video and then just post something.
Yes.
I don't even have to talk. People can just watch what I'm doing.
Yes. Kristen Kristen said people would love that. Just that. Like, you know, raw footage. Like, to be honest with you, Danny, this. Yes. Yes. So exactly. I'm going to tell him that. So Danny, we ventured and did something different. So you know how my videos can last an hour and a half to 2 hours, depending on what I'm working on during my shows. Really, they have actually gone to 2 hours. So Kristen even says 3 hours. So what we did is we hired a video editor to take my like 3-hour video and do something like in 8 minutes, but still be instructional at the same time, because, you know, I talk, laugh, we dance around here. Oh, it's a party happening here. But people, Kristen posted the video yesterday on Jewel Tool Community. You might want to take a look at it. I know you're quite active in my community. Just so you guys don't know, Danny is a member of our community. He's like a lovely supporter. So anyways, we posted the 8-minute video and we said, what do you guys think of this? People loved it, but yet people still wanted that raw footage, that just unedited, you know what I mean? Like, just go for it and just post it. If someone wants to fast forward a part, they'll fast forward a part. If they want to watch it on fast, you know, replay, you know, they could do that. So Danny, I'm here to tell you the people have spoken. They want to see the real you. They don't care how fancy it's edited, how whatever. Just you be you, boo boo, and people already.
Oh yeah, and it's like I was talking to Deli, and it's just the whole thing of you have this image that you want to present out there to people, but honestly, we're just making stuff. It's not that complicated and stuff. But you know, like honestly, like I'm a nerd too. Like I'll sit there and watch someone solder. Like I know how to solder perfect, but like I might just watch them solder. Like you never know what you may learn. You know,
yeah,
but
like, oh, what did they do? Right.
I think the thing is, for me, it's always been this push-pull, like, yeah, let's do it. And then all of a sudden I get bombarded with like, what's this, what's that, blah, blah, blah. And it's that process on the back end that gets difficult because I want everyone to know. But like I said, I have been taking a lot of just video stuff.
Yeah, you have. I know you are like me. I have a collection of videos and content that I have not even posted on YouTube yet. And I know you have a gazillion videos that you can post. So you got to post them. Just put them out there and I'll promote them. We've got the raw unedited has the jewelers that were not planned, but the real deal information. Did you hear that? They want information.
I agree. Like when you screw it up or something, or it doesn't go wrong, or, you know, you knock over something, like I'll plug Robert Lopez. He made a video with the outtakes where he melted the bracelets like 2 or 3 times. It may not have been that many, but I love that. I was like, I know Robert, you know, he's a good friend, but I'm just saying like he's the real deal too. But the whole thing was like he actually showed him screwing up stuff, and I was like, perfect, because everyone thinks we're just these magic angels and we go blah 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 and it's all good, and it doesn't happen that way. Like I still melt stuff, I forge still, like you screw stuff up, man. Like it happens, you know, it only takes a second. But like I thought that was like one of the most I laughed my ass off watching that video. I loved it. So I'm glad he shared that. Yeah, and I think he got a huge response to that too. You know.
Yeah, you know, but that's exactly what I'm talking about, Danny. I mean, I'm in the same wavelength as all of you guys. I think Robert is a cool cat. Robert's only right up here. He's very close to me. We're very like close proximity. But yeah, people love when you screw up. And then Nicole Ritchie said something really funny. She says, "Hey, I sat there and watched you cut copper and drooled over your diacro, Danny." She just
right.
Okay, so do you understand? Just watching you cut copper.
That was kind of my. oh, that was like what, fall last year, and like that
You
was one of those
see,
ones
she
where I
still
just
remembers it.
I'm not. It's not a. I mean, eventually I might have some class type videos that were different, but that was just like there's no class on a diacro or or any kind of shear.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was cutting up copper for people because people don't have those type of shears, yet. But yeah, I thought that was a cool video. I mean, I've actually watched it a couple times too, and I did it. So, well, because people that have never seen that or never heard of it or don't know what we do. I mean, because I'm so blessed out here in New Mexico because I work for one of the largest suppliers to, jewelers in the world. And then there's Thunderbird and there's Rio Grande and we're
Yep.
number 2 in the country for manufacturing. So I'm extremely blessed to be in the middle of all kinds of stuff that people don't ever get to experience. And so for me, it's kind of like, oh, no big deal. I have two, actually I have 3 shares. I have 2 dichros and a Pepe share. So, people aren't exposed to all those things like we are. And like, I think if you're nerdy like me, you enjoy watching that stuff. I
I
don't
do
know.
too.
We're
Yes.
nerds.
Nicole,
That's what we do.
Nicole said it was total tool porn.
Yeah, and I didn't talk, or I think I might have grunted a little bit. I tend to
I love
grunt for some reason.
it, Nicole. Nicole, we
Um,
have to do that. We have to start a hashtag called tool porn.
there actually is. There
There
already
is,
is.
there is like
Yeah.
food porn that's all over Instagram. But
No,
okay,
there's
we're in
tool
the middle
porn.
of
It's been there
Kristen. I
for
didn't think
years.
of it.
Yeah, it's already been there. But yeah, I mean, it's I think if you're just nerds, you like doing that kind of watching that kind of stuff.
Okay,
So
Suni is saying, "Are you coming out with a guillotine like Diarco?"
no, I those are antique stuff that I have. They are still around, but honestly, like get a Pepe. They're making 6s. I think they're making some more 12s, but that shears from probably 1980.
Yep.
I have a smaller one from about 1975 that were from Indian Jeweler Supply. So
Ah,
they're antique stuff, but
they still
I
work.
would. Oh, absolutely. But like I said, if I were, I sell a lot of Pepe tools. I work with those guys for almost, I don't know, probably 15 years now.
Yep.
I would just get the 6-inch Pepe.
Hmm.
It's an
See?
awesome tool.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. I remember as a kid before I really started to allowed to use the shear, the guillotine, I would use it to cut paper. True story.
No, yeah, and like that's how we test a good shear is put that piece of paper in there.
Cut that piece of paper. I used to
And they're
have it.
inexpensive. I think they're a few $100s for a 6-inch
Yeah,
shear,
they're
a
great.
4-inch. The diacros, on the other hand, something like that. I mean, probably $4,000 or $5,000. It's more industrial,
I'm reading them. Thank you.
and it's more expensive. You can get one, like I said, from Pepe Tools, really inexpensive.
Yeah. Do you hear that? Do you have a
And
link?
made in Oklahoma, not made overseas. It's made
Yeah,
in
they're not
Oklahoma
made in.
City.
They're made in Oklahoma. But Danny,
Yep.
do you have an affiliate link for Pepe Tools?
How do you mean?
Like if can they buy something from Pepe Tools and you kind of get something from them?
No, I have stuff on my website, but like just go over there if I don't have it or ask me about it either way. So
Okay,
yeah, we
you guys
don't
hear that?
we've worked together for years with David and Tony, like I with IGS. So they might do affiliate stuff, I don't know, but we
Yeah.
work together. Even that stamping block that you guys were buying from me and Pepe Tools, the steel block, that was something I talked them into. They didn't want to do it. I'll tell that secret, but
Nice.
they're sold like crazy because I was getting blocks, but they weren't really hardened, as to what we need for what we do. So they make a totally hardened block that's really awesome. So
Nice. Nice. Yeah,
yeah,
I known Tony from Pepe Tools since before I started the Jewel Tool.
yeah,
That was like in God, I want to say like late 1990s.
yeah.
Like seriously, yeah. So he was one hard working man. You don't understand. I would
He's
be.
still working hard.
Yeah, no, he really is. I would be. So then when I started to introduce the Jewel Tool, I sold it through Guess Wine in the beginning, and Guest Wine and Pepe were like this, or they still are. They're very
Yeah.
good friends. And so when I would be at the Guest Wine booth, Tony would set up all his rolling mills and everything, and he was like always moving.
This
Ani,
was what, in the Holodome?
huh?
In the Holodome?
Yeah, at the
Yeah, in Tucson?
Holodome. That
Yeah.
Holodome, I would set up at Guest Wine, and right behind me was Pepe. And he was always so funny. He'd always come and check on me. Everything's okay, Anie? Everything okay? Everything? You need anything? I do it. Is that person bothering you? If that person's bothering you, I'll break his legs. That's Tony.
Yeah. And his son
So,
David's, taking over a lot of
yes, David
the
has,
marketing, different stuff. He's turning it around, not turning it around, but like he's taking it to the other level. We talk a lot too. Collaborate on things. Like I said, the biggest thing is making stuff in the United States.
yes,
We're all trying to support each other. I mean, we might make things that are similar or not. I mean, but and then you've got Kevin Potter too. I mean, like Kevin Potter helped me out with the pancake dies this time around. So
yeah,
I think it's our little family that we have to try to support
yes.
each other.
Yes, we
Yeah.
have a good family. All
Yeah.
you guys that don't know us, we consider ourselves family. We're business colleagues, of course, but we're also very good friends. And, people don't know that, like how long we go back with so many people. Like, I bet you some of my people have no idea that I went back with Pepe Tool since like 1998. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's a long time. So, these people, we talk too, I don't think people know that, Tony. You know what I mean,
Yeah.
Danny? We like have conversations about instructors doing this, that, like, how do you think of that? That's not cool. How do we fix that? I don't want like bad things to be out there. So we're always communicating with each other. I just want you guys to know. So we are a family. That's why I got Danny. I'm like, come on, Danny. Come on, Danny. You can do it. Get over here, Danny. And we got him.
Yep.
Isn't he so cute? So, okay. So Suni Robert still cuts every. Pepe has amazing customer service. Someone says, people just, I don't know, they're talking about all sorts of things. Everyone's having conversations. Have to look it up. Purchase an estimated 40-year-old Dicro. Okay, someone's talking. I graduate. Okay, wow, they're all talking about everything we've been talking about. You guys?
Yeah, I mean, if you guys have questions about what your needs are, Pepe Tools, you can hit me up. I mean, I can get the stuff too. Like I said, we don't really do the affiliate thing, but I do get a dealer pricing on it. But if you have questions about something, you can contact me or David at Pepe Tools. Like that's what we do. So
yeah. So basically, Danny is considered a dealer, like a reseller of Pepe Tools. So he'll stock actual merchandise and has the means to ship it out to his customers as like a full-fledged business. That's something I would do here too. So that's why it's weird when, I get it. So if you guys need anything from Pepe, you guys, and it's on Danny's website, by all means, get it. He'll take care of you. If you have any other needs, just hit Danny up like he said, and he'll take care of you.
They, I mean, there's some products too that I've modified, like their soldering picks and different things. But from time to time, I run sales that you can't get anywhere else. They let me slide on because I go back a long ways with them. So
yes, do you see this?
Like we did disc cutters, a couple of months ago, and
yes, I saw that. Yeah. You only have like 5, and everyone's like, me. It was like, oh, ridiculous.
Yeah, I ended up selling like 20 or 30 of those disc cutters because we had them at a discounted price. And like, what do we have now? The saw frames, the haymakers. I think I'm the last one with like 5 or 6 in stock till they make more. He told me the other day, he's like, you're the only one with anything in stock. I'm like, cool.
Nice.
So
yeah, no, I seen that. So you guys definitely keep an eye out for Danny's posts. Yeah. I was shocked.
I'm not just a dealer. Like I've, when Indian Jeweler Supply, we were a supply company. Obviously, I manufactured, but like I said, I've been all over using those products and selling those products. I use those products in class, as do I the Jewel Tool. So I don't just sell something to sell it.
Oh no.
No, like if I don't like it, I'm not putting my name on it. So
oh, absolutely. No.
People know me about that. Like I'm not just out here selling some foo-foo stuff.
Yes.
Trying to get a little link,
Yeah, no. Danny definitely stands behind anything that he uses, promotes, and he's vetted it all. And like even he said, he's actually talked to Pepe to even modify tools to his particular needs, because he knows as a maker, as a jeweler, he knows what will work. And they appreciate that feedback, Danny, especially
Well, and
coming from.
they're always pushing their products to that next level.
Yes,
As
I understand.
technology changes and different things like that, there's even just crazy stuff like bearings. There's technology and bearings these days, or new metals and materials. We're always trying to push that a little bit.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, I understand all of that. That's all my kind of language. I know. Everyone is shocked when I can speak that kind of language and understand it, and I look like this. They're like, hey, shouldn't you be selling makeup or something? And I'm like, shut up. I get it. I love talking that talk with you, Danny. It's like, I love you. But yeah, definitely know his stuff. So that's why it's great. If you have anything, like if you do end up buying something from Pepe, know that Danny will help at any step of the way. If you need to, how to use it or whatever, he's your guy. He really is a great support. That's why everyone loves you, Danny. You know that, right? You're just a good, you're one big heart. I don't know how to say that. Yes, love the Pepe works with jewelers as tool designers. There you go. I bought the stamping block specifically. Diana Schnetska says, Nicole Ritchie, he could send it to me and could come up and visit Grin. I don't know what that is, but okay. I don't know what they're saying. Thanks, Danny. I so enjoyed seeing you today. Wish I could join you at the studio 3 this year, but it was sold out. Maybe next time. Take care. Be safe. Aw, that's so sweet. That someone said, yep, got myself the 3-pack of picks with the disc cutter. Wow. Yeah. So just so if you guys didn't know that, Danny has the Pepe tools on his website at what's your website again? PharoahValleyTool.com.
Yeah, and like I said, if there's something that's not on there, just let me know.
That's it. That's let me know.
Because I'm always moving through different stuff, and like I said, that's Danny, part of my thing is getting my website stocked this year. Because usually I make something and it sells out, but I'm trying to stock things like normal people do.
If you've ever tried to get something from Danny, dude, it's like quick on the draw. Danny will be like, I have 30 of these. And next thing you know, everyone goes, mine. And then sold out. And it's like, wow, you got to be quick on the draw, those things, man. I've seen that go like that. So just know that if you don't know Danny, when he posts something, it goes fast because it's so good. So that's why I just am so honored to have you here, Danny, because I honestly admire you and just can't sing enough of your praises. You know that. So this is not the last of the videos. I know I've said this before, but just so people who are coming in and out, we plan on doing more shows, and Danny's going to set up his cameras and show us stamping and his new castings and how he cleans them up with the jewel tool. And then he's going to send me some stuff and I'll show him too. But I definitely want to have you as our, I would say like what do you call those guests that have a spot, in our show? Our regulars, recurring guests, our prized guests. So yeah. A pro tip, he posts early in the AM, really early, Nicole said. I know you do. You wake up so darn early. Jeez. It's true. Yes, love. Yes, everyone.
Oh, no, I'm up late usually. I'm a night owl.
Yeah, I know. I was going to say, Danny, I think I was talking to you late last night too. And then your buddy Ken too. He was up he was still messaging me, and I think I fell asleep. I swear, you guys are a night owl. You guys, thank you so much, Danny and Anie. They said, "Oh, you guys are so welcome." Danny, really, thank you for taking the time. Honestly, I know you're busy. I know he's like itching to make tools right now. He's thinking right now of all the orders he has. But we're just grateful to have you right now, Danny. Is there anything else you want to say before we dine?
I had a really good year last year, so COVID was really good. And I've got a new approach this year to things. So sometimes you have to say no, or slow things down a little bit and not kill yourself. Because I basically just had the best year ever last year with COVID. So I doubled the business size. So
I'm so happy for you, and I just pray that that just keeps growing and growing, Danny. Because you do have really good, you just have amazing product, and more people who actually started noticing it and telling friend and whatnot, and so when
yeah,
you have a
there's
good product, word
yeah,
spreads
and
good.
there's always a new pool of people coming into our world. It's not
Yep.
just the same people all the time.
No.
I see it every day. There's just new people popping up,
Yeah, it's
which is kind
lovely.
of cool.
Yeah, it's lovely. And I like how you said sometimes you got to say no. Kristen over here tells me all the time, Ani, sometimes you just have to say no. But I know, Danny, it's hard.
It's
It's hard.
hard. And I don't mean no in a mean way. It's just no, like, I can't do it today or it's going to be longer or whatever that is. I mean,
Yeah.
no is hard to say. I think the other thing too is that I'm always trying to catch up and it just isn't going to happen. And then the other course is if you catch up, then you don't have any more work to do. So,
Yes. So
so I
it's,
guess hopefully I never catch up,
yes,
but,
hopefully you
but I
don't
try
catch
every
up.
day. I'm like, I'm going to do it today. I'm going to catch up, go on vacation. So, but
Yeah,
yeah,
I think you and I both say the same thing, and it doesn't happen. But we can always keep trying our best. And yeah, I'm not a no person. I'm a yes kind of woman. But that's good because also your outlook on life, everything is a yes. You know what I mean? You're looking at yes and not so negative no. You know what I mean? But there's a time where you need to preserve yourself, your physical health, your mental,
exactly.
emotional health, and just tell them not now, but later. You know what I mean? Just do that. So
Yeah,
maybe
and I
that'll.
totally get the fact that people like, if there's things they need today or they can't wait. I mean, we're such a society, we want it now. So I totally get it. Used to I'd be like, "No, man, I'm gonna stay up all night and get this stuff done so someone else doesn't copy it or whatever." Now it's just kind of like I can do what I can do, and that's what I'm gonna provide. If people want to step in and copy it or do something else, great, good for
Oh,
them. So
please. For everyone that does that copying stuff, that is just coming from like a non-creative, non-maker kind of angle. I just find that to be so. I have zero respect for anyone of that nature, honest to God, because there's enough there's enough to go around for everyone, and for
yeah,
to
and
copy someone's hard work is just
well,
despicable.
I think none of us have really
Like,
created the will. I mean, some things we innovate, but like even like me and Kevin talk a lot of Kevin Potter talk a lot of shop, and we've always agreed like there's plenty of the pie to go around. But if I do something this week and someone does the same thing next week because they see that I'm not making it, why can't they just do something else or make it better? Or I've got some stamp makers in my group. They're freaking awesome makers, and sometimes a lot of times they make stuff where I'm like, wow, that's really freaking cool. Because if you can impress me with something you're making, it's like, I like that, because I'm not the only one out there trying to improve things. I think I'm more of the innovator kind
yes,
of personality. Like I said, even some of these vintage castings, it's not something I created. It's just something I brought back up, and all of a sudden
right.
it's fitting right in with our world. And like people are people that are just beginning are buying little findings and putting stuff together and setting a stone, and they're making jewelry, and then they sell it, and they're like, wow, and they don't have to be, necessarily making makame and starting out doing setting 2 carat
Yep.
diamonds. They're starting out at this level and working their way up, and
Yes.
that's what we're providing that, that addiction to, like, hey, here's our little bit of crack for you, like as Kevin would say, that drug, that making, that
Yes.
what you want to do.
I
So I
understand. I
feel
call
great
it
about
the
that
Uber.
because no, I get little notes and messages from people that are like, hey, these findings really made my day, and I was able to just put some things together and make
Oh,
something really quick and finalize something. They didn't have to carve it by hand in wax. And I'm not knocking that, but when you're first starting out or intermediary,
oh,
those
it's
are things you
hard.
do to push you together, or push you up, the findings and different things. So that's great to see people. The biggest thing is, you know, life's a journey. Have fun with it.
Amen.
That's a big deal.
Preach. Yes,
Yeah,
I'm all for that. I love it. You see, he has an innovator's mentality, always looking to make it better, bring something good for you. Even if it's something like he said he didn't make, but brought it to you. You know what I mean? For you to have and utilize and make jewelry with. It's just, you're good, Danny. I love it. I
I
love
think you
the,
were. I see a comment the other day, and you were talking about something about sleeping and figuring something out. Like I can't tell you I've solved some stuff in my sleep, problems. No, like I literally woke up like that's it. Because my brain was working on it in a dream or whatever.
yes,
No,
yes,
literally, like, because I think you're subconscious, like, problem solving, but like, I've really had that happen. I
yes.
mean, sometimes I'm just like, I'm working on this, but I can't really tell you about it because I haven't finalized it. I can't stand it when, well, I won't say that, but I prefer to finish something and say, look at what I've made. This is going to work for you rather than talking about it. And then maybe it doesn't work out. And then you have to tell people no. Or, like I said, someone over there takes your little idea and goes, poop, look what I made today. So
Yeah,
that,
but you guys hear this. This is like what what is respected within my community. What he just said, to not put a product out until it's completed. It's working the way
the
he
best that
wants
I
it
can
to
do
work.
at that moment in time.
I love it. I
So,
know. I don't have too much respect for those who put something out on the market knowing that things could have been tweaked, but they're doing it just to get the money and then worry about tweaking it later and then making the other person adjust later. That bothers me more. I feel as though you should wait until it's to the, as best as you can get it. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Nothing's going to be perfect and things do have flaws,
Well,
but
and that's more greed than anything because we make mistakes. I'm not going to say I haven't broke something or something wasn't maybe hardened or something weird, but
right.
everybody knows I stand behind everything that I make.
Yep.
But
Yep.
people like that are just greedy because they're just trying to get the money,
Yep.
and they're going to end up spending more money in the back end servicing that product or taking it back or whatever than if they just would have, tried to do it up front. And like I said, we're not all perfect. We don't always
Yep.
make the most
Perfect.
perfect thing. Or like, I can't I can't say, but I've had a product I've made for years that we've modified it. We should have it out early March, and it's been tried to be knocked off, and people have made it. But anyway, so we're just gonna modify it. It's already done pretty much, but
Good.
anyway, we'll do that the next time and talk about that one. Just the little
Okay, good.
innovations that we did because the other thing is just making that product takes time.
Nice. I'm
So
excited, Annie. I'm excited for the now that the juices are flowing in your head and what we could do. I'm excited with what ideas you're going to have for our next show. We're going to be doing a lot more, get him going, but this is a good introductory of seeing you are. Some people don't know who you are, but a lot of people know who you are, just saying. But some just are getting to know you, and I'm so glad that we had this opportunity and everyone saying, yes, that's true, Patrick. Hello, Patrick. I love always learning new ways, new things, and new ideas. Nicole said,
absolutely.
yeah, on the other hand of that, as much as I have bought them both of you lately, I should say yes, yes, yes to those orders. You're so cute. Yeah, well, yeah, Nicole, in due time, whenever you're ready to get back on it, Nicole's been going through a lot. So just take it easy. And she said she's been saying a lot of no's to people, but it's okay. In due time, slowly but surely, you'll get back there. Thank you for letting us be a part of your journey. Aw, thank you so much. Thanks, sir. So everyone's grateful. And so again, Danny, thank you so much for having you. Thank you so much for being on our show. I don't know. I'm speaking some weird language. I don't know. Something happened. Kristen's laughing at me.
It's
Thanks.
lunchtime. You need lunch.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for
So
being on our show, Annie.
thank you. You're welcome, Danny. Thank you. You
Yeah,
see?
maybe next time we'll have like a focus or maybe
Yeah,
like
we will.
itinerary.
This was
This
really
was fun though.
this was fun. We just said, Danny was real, like I said, he had a lot going on this week between the weather and all of this, everything getting delayed. And I'm like, Danny, if you can't do Friday, just let me know. No worries. I'll tell everybody. No worries. And he's like, I swear, I want to show you guys the message. He goes, he goes, let's just do it, Anie. Like, let's go for it. He goes, I'm like, yeah. I go, that's my kind of man. Didn't I say that, Danny? This was like in the nighttime, we're going back and forth.
Yeah.
So I really love having you on, Danny. Everyone's saying thank you to you. He's a hoot, huh? He is. We'll just keep cracking that little shell. Oh, you wait, you've seen nothing yet. You ain't seen nothing yet. Wait till we get him working. He's all funny. He's good. Can't wait to watch her in the beginning. Oh, Linda Davis just popped in. Yeah, Linda. It was fun, and we got more to come.
I think
right,
2.5 hours already. Wow.
Listen, you know what, Danny?
She was like, just 30 minutes. Just 30 minutes, Danny. I'm just messing with you.
It's true. I did. That's how
I didn't even notice. Yeah.
You guys, I had to pull my Anie salesman technique. I'm like, Danny, it's just 30 minutes. Just pop in and say hi. Show us what you got. Everything. And he's like, okay. And then I'm like, now we're 2.5 hours later. That's right, Danny. That's right. Next time we get things going. Terrific show. Ellie Grossman says, wowza gazowza. Albert says, what? Thank you guys. Good to get to know Danny. See, you guys, don't you? Yeah, isn't he a sweetheart? He's just delicious.
Yeah, next time we'll try to make something.
Anie lies about the timing. Listen, he's here, isn't he, you guys?
Like Anie, I think people are blessed to have you because I always tell people like, man, Annie's on it like every freaking day. Like how do you do that? Like just to be on and, even coming up with the content, like, that's amazing to me. I mean, like I said, obviously we're rambling like, oh, we can do this and that, like, because we're makers and, feeding off that energy together. But I'm just like, man, every day she's on it, dude. Like, how does she do that? Like, that's awesome, but you do it. That's what you do,
I do. But Danny, to be honest with you, you really feel their energy. I really connect with people who are watching. I feel it, and it comes back. When you give, they say you're actually receiving more than you're actually putting out. And that's how I feel. When I give, you guys have no idea how much I receive from you guys. It's just a blessing. And they share the things that they've done, how it's helped them, and you're like, oh.
Yeah, yes, it's awesome.
If you give love, you get love. And that's what I'm all about, really, Danny. And I know you are too. We just got to bring you out of that little shop you got in there and bring you out to the forefront. Good job landing Danny on Jewel Tool Live. Whoa. Do you see those comments? Danny,
I haven't been looking.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Low 30 minutes in Anie time. That's true.
True, yeah.
Anie goes low 30 minutes in Anie time. I love it. Anie time passes differently for us. Yes, it does. There is that Danny laugh. Everyone loves when you smile. Danny, you have a really good smile and a really good spirit.
Thank you.
So thank you for sharing that with us. So this will not be the last time, Danny. I know you have lots of work to do. Anie is always educating and inspiring. Okay. So I am you know what? I can't wait to see you again. Let's plan one next week. How about that, Danny? How's your schedule like? Let's get them on filmed.
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, see, this is Danny. We'll figure it out. Danny is such a cool, laid-back cat, you guys. You don't understand. He really is. He's so laid back. He's always cool. Cool, calm, and collected, Danny. And he always makes it work. Tickle him. When you get close to him. I get close to him at shows. I haven't seen you since last year, for crying out loud. Jeez. So anyways.
I think you've done well adapting with I mean, you've always done videos and stuff, but just COVID, instead of sitting at home and sulking, you're just like, hey, I'm gonna start doing videos every day. That's brilliant. Me, I was, I'm not saying you're not busy, but me, when COVID hit, I thought, oh man, I am screwed. I went through the depression in 2008. We had to lay off half the company, terrible times, right? And this time, I'm like, man, I'm gonna be broke. What am I gonna do? And it went completely straight uphill. Honestly, I was still doing orders in January for November and December, finishing up stuff. I mean,
yes, I know.
I feel blessed. I've been back ordered for 5 years, pretty much. 5 or
Yeah,
6 years since I started the
I
business. Not
I
that I
love
owe
that.
orders from 5 years ago, but like I've been totally blessed. Like I can't complain about it at all. So, and like I said, there's plenty of pie out there, and I think you know I'm just a small part of the jewelry community. Like the followers here and the things they're making, they're influencing the world too. I mean, because they're
Yep.
making stuff for family, loved ones, themselves to sell in the market. Like literally, like it starts here, and you guys take it and make it better and innovate it even more, and then people wear it as gifts. It's romantic love, and we get to be a part of that. So, and we're a totally niche world. Like
Yes.
that's why you don't see tons of YouTube videos or videos about making stuff because we're such a niche community.
Yes. It's
As far
true.
as jewelry makers, so I think
It's
we're
true.
blessed.
Yeah, we're very blessed. I mean, I can't begin. And I'm just so happy for you, Danny. I'm so happy that last year. I just pray that this year is even triple,
Well, and
everyone.
people are still buying jewelry. They didn't buy an aircraft or a yacht this year if they have that kind of money, but people still buy jewelry. Maybe it's $5,000 pieces of jewelry or $50 pieces of jewelry, but jewelry has not stopped. And in all
No,
theory, jewelry should have stopped last year,
yeah.
but it
Jewelry,
hasn't
because
stopped.
it
We
makes people
still,
happy. It's
it
something little they
does.
do for themselves or a gift. It's a token of love. It's a token of love to yourself. So people are all, people who love jewelry, they can't get enough. It's like, bags and shoes for women. We just need more and more. Another earring, another necklace, another ring. We need more. Like you already have 20 rings. Yeah, but I need one more. I need that one. Like, that one is like speaking to me. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
keep creating, everyone. The buyers are out there. Just perfect whatever you're doing. Just evolve slowly. Don't give yourself stress. I'm not here to give stress, but keep it moving. Keep it moving. That's what I always say. Do something, get yourself inspired, get motivated, move on. If you have to brush your hair and put on a new shirt to get motivated, do that. You put a little lipstick on to get motivated, do that. Do
Well,
whatever
and
you
I
have to do, but
think
just
the biggest thing is, I'll just be frank, is just dragging your butt to that chair and getting in front of the bench.
yep.
That's probably the hardest part because you can draw about it on paper or draw it, think about it, watch YouTube videos, but like you need to go in there and just, I don't know, polish up some stuff with your jewel tool,
Yeah,
solder some jump rings. Like just, you got to constantly be working with your hands to keep it up. It's like people that play video games, like they don't just pick it up and are masters. They're constantly playing in the hand-eye coordination. Same
yes,
way, it's a contact sport. Like, but you got to get your butt in that chair and get wherever your space is. You've got to get there at least, once a week, something. I know
well
a lot of
said.
people have professional careers and different things, and they're maybe looking at this as a hobby or something when they retire. But I think the biggest thing is actually going in there because we always want to like, oh, I'm gonna make this big huge thing that no one's ever made. Like, just go make something. You know?
Yeah, exactly. Like you said, start something small. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
if you've got a creative bone in your body and you just even start, like you said, even just polishing something, you're going to want more to it. Then you're going to stop polishing. You're like, you know what? I could change this around and make this. And it'll just start, you just start getting those gears moving. Get off your butt. Just like Danny said. That's good, Danny. It's good. Got to keep it, a body in motion stays in motion.
Yeah,
What
it's
else?
true.
Yeah, hand-eye coordination. I say if you don't use it, you lose it.
It's totally true. I mean, it's a lot of repetitive things too with certain things. Even when you're polishing and stuff, it's repetitive. Or if you're cutting stones, it's a certain types of motions that you use. You've got to, practice at things. So
Yeah, it's
um,
good. Keeps it going, keeps those gears oiled, I love that. It's true. If even the best video, like you said, the gamers out there, if they haven't played in a while and they get back on it, it's going to take them a minute to kind of get that back. But the muscle memory is there, so they'll snap back. But you got to get to the stage where it's like muscle memory. You know what I mean?
what
So things.
I think everybody wants these big, huge blocks of time. And if they don't get that big, like 5 or 6 hours to go make, they just don't go. But 30 minutes, it's like jumping on the treadmill, like 30 minutes, like do something, if
Yeah,
that's what you're going to do,
that's so true, Danny. I know. So Bonnie says her new mantra is get your butt back in the chair. That's the new
Yeah.
mantra, everybody. If you're going to take away anything from this show, get your butt back into that chair. I love that, Danny. That was good. True.
Yeah, for sure.
D. Marie says, that is the hardest part for me, starting. So true.
Yeah, it is.
But
Part of
once
that
you,
is just like that starting, and if you fail, great. You're not really failing. You're learning.
yes, yeah.
So
And anything, it's true. Even if you start something and it came out horrible, who cares? You accomplished something, and you learned from it and, move on. So don't let the starting stop you. Just go in. Don't put the feet in the water to see if it's cold or not. That's just torture. Jump in, both feet.
well,
Bam, get your butt in the chair.
if you can make one and sell it, we'll say the people that sell, that's great. If you can sell two, that's really good. If you can sell three, make 50 of them because you've already repeated it. Make 50 of the same thing,
Well said.
stop trying to create it. No, because I think that's where everyone's trying to make every new design completely freaking different. But me, I manufacture, 1,000 of something.
Yep.
So like us, we're like, oh, we'll put out 30 of them. Those will sell. We'll make some more. Then we'll make a whole blast of them because I know if I can sell it 2-3 times, I can sell it again for the most
Yep.
part in my realm.
That is.
You can replicate that because you're just about finding your next, client or customer. Those might be some things we could talk about too in the future.
Yep, that's a good one, Danny. You guys, that's good. That's some. Those
No,
are
because
some
we're
golden
all
nuggets
under
you just
pressure to
landed
make.
right there.
Yeah, we're all under so much pressure to make the Van Gogh or the Picasso. Like those guys, like they, half like Picasso. Think about their story, those lives. A lot of them went. Tesla. He was broke when he passed away. Like everything we're doing right here on this phone is from Tesla. In his mind, people thought he was crazy, but he was flat broke. He wasn't a good business person. He was very creative on the other side of it. But I think that's what I've learned. Some of my skill sets is having that balance of stuff. Because I want to make the best tool piece of jewelry ever freaking made, so I can one up everybody. Is that egotistical? Yeah, because that's what I do. I make stuff, but you know what? Doesn't always happen. But if you can make, it's that what is it, that slow dime or fast nickel concept?
Yeah.
I think that's where people need to focus. But if you don't go to your bench and start, you're never going to figure that part out.
Nope.
So
nope. That's why I say just start with something. If you start with something, I'm telling you guys, the juices, the creative juices will start to flow. You'll get that feeling, the fever will come upon you and you'll be like,
yeah,
all right, I could do this. I got this. I could do this now. And then you start thinking this. So once you get in the zone, that's what we're talking about. Once you get your butt in the chair, you get into the zone. So,
And the other thing too is if not, then you have a question for the world that you can ask in groups or us or whatever. If you can't make something happen or, you need a different flux or whatever, that's where but if you're not there to try and make stuff, you can't develop questions that you need to answer things.
Yes. So everyone is loving what you're saying. They're saying that they love that. That's exactly. I need to keep my eyes peeled open. This is why I need to keep my eyes peeled open for Danny's post. That's right. And then Dee says she's going to make a sign in her studio now. Beautiful, Dee.
Oh, awesome.
Get your ass in the chair. Okay, your butt in the chair. Susan says, great idea. She just read about Tesla, ironically, today, which is interesting. And Dee says that would be a great topic for the show. It would. Maybe you can even show us some things that you can modify, change up. Like Danny says, if you're going to replicate something that was popular and people loved it, maybe you can just change it up with a different stone, maybe in the same shape. You can modify it on your jewel tool to keep that same shape. You know what I mean? But change it up on the color, change it up on his little rosettes, change it up on a different stamp, but at least keep that same aesthetic going that people, because somehow it's speaking to people. So good job, Danny. I love that. Business mind, creative business mind, triple threat, let me tell you. So I love that. Everyone said, love it. Great topic, everything. So, well, Danny, now you have some good things to think about for our next show. So excited. So excited. I knew it was going to be good, you on. I'm just, you were
Let's
just
do
chit-chatting with you. Like, really.
let me get some findings out to you, and we'll do the findings brew
Yes.
show thing.
Yes. Real quick, Danny, whatever you need. You need me to send you a label? We'll get you a label. You and I have to waste time and print it. Just stick it on and end the story. We'll make it work. We'll get it going. Love this talk. Oh, Allison said, oh, thank you guys.
Yeah,
Alice,
thanks you guys for
Alice,
hanging out with us
Alice.
for today. It's awesome.
You liked being on? Did you like being on, Danny?
Yeah, and I'll have to go back through and read all the comments because I'm still learning how to use this interface. And I'll go back through and read stuff and see what I see.
Yeah, I'm gonna save this video, Danny. So
Okay.
it's posted on my Jewel tool. So by the way, you guys, since the post will still be alive, if you're watching this on a later time and you still have questions for Danny, go ahead and comment because we'll still and then tag Danny or I so we can see them, but we can still see the comments coming through. FYI, anyone else who's watching at a later time because some people couldn't watch this morning. So yeah, that's awesome, Danny. Yeah, Danny's good at responding. He's like so fast on Facebook.
I'm okay. It depends. If I see it, I can respond to it.
Yes, he does. You see
everything. I'll try to keep up with this one for a couple days and
I think he will. So thank you, Danny. Yeah. Thank you.
But you got to remember, like with all the stuff, I might get 400 or 500 notifications a day. I can't look through everything. Someone's like, "Did you see my post from 3 days ago and a post that you made 6 months ago?" And I'm like, "No, sorry. You probably should just message me." That's the best
right.
thing.
It's true. It's true.
I have a system now where I get a message. If it's not fulfilled, I print it off. Then I go back and fulfill that product, etc., so forth. And even though I hate paper, but I've got to that point where I have to have it physical because Facebook also used to, you could go back and mark as unread on your message, which you still can, but used to, you could go read all your unread messages. And that stopped about a month ago and really screwed me over.
It screwed me over.
Used to, it would bring them all over, and that's how I would manage.
Yes.
So now I've gone to paper. And yeah, it can take a few days before I get back to you sometimes.
Yeah.
It's nothing personal.
No, nothing personal. It's a lot. It really is, you guys, a lot. That's why.
Yeah, I mean, I've hit that roof, so that's
no. I understand. Like Danny, because I can't keep up with all the incoming messages, I actually have an automatic one that says, if you need this answered, email, accounts at Jewel Tool to get it answered because then if I let it go unnoticed, then, someone will be like, they didn't even respond to me. And I'm like, I didn't even see it. You got bounded under 100 of them, honey. I can't, it's so hard to organize it now. I hope they fix it. I really hope they get enough complaints.
I talked to someone, like they said they probably weren't because they want us all on the business side. So that's fine, because over there we can read all the things, but they're trying to separate that for people, and we just kind of got lost in the mix because they want to monetize our personal pages. Like even when I put up stuff, like I know how to work around their algorithms, and people think it's typos, but look through my posts if you're one of my friends, and look through my for sale post on my personal page and look at my typos, and that'll teach you how to sell on Facebook without having a business page.
Yeah, okay.
No, because I figured out how to get around it, because otherwise it's like, hey, this is a for sale post, you must post. And blah, 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 and it keeps asking you.
This is going to be a good topic, you guys, because this is what they've done. This is something new Facebook is doing, and it's driving me bananas, Danny. You need to give us the details on the next show. So stay tuned. So don't give it yet, Danny, because I'm going to ask him, but sorry, guys. But I'm going to find out because I know exactly what you're talking about, Danny. If I just say something.
I've had to fight him for years. I mean,
like our new scratch eraser. All of a sudden, I'm being hounded by them. Are you selling something? Are you selling something? And I'm like, God bless it. Leave me alone.
It's the words. It's the words you're using. They're looking for keywords in your
Okay. Well,
post.
then fill us in on that next show.
Like I haven't used a $sign in 5 years on
Okay,
my
stop,
post.
Danny. Stop. He's too generous. You need to stop. Stop.
Don't use a $sign.
Yeah, that is true. The $sign. I picked up on
It's
that one.
immediate. Boom. Yeah.
Yeah, that's an immediate one. So, yeah, son of a gun, they're so good, damn it. They know everything. They hear everything we're saying too right now. Sometimes I yell at my phone and I go, "Shut up! Stop listening to me." They listen. So, anyways, Danny, I can sit and talk to you like we've done before, for like ever. I know this. So many tricks. Dee says she used to work as a CEO. Allison Robert, there has to be the balance. Social media can be such a time suck. Yes. Hi, Karen. I use the workaround too, but still don't have the marketplace. Okay, yeah. So next time he'll share it with his little whatever he does. All right. So there, I'm done. I'm just reading like last pan. There. Okay. All right. Good. We're done. All right. So Danny, I will again. I can't get enough of him, right? You guys, I can't get enough of him. My little Danny. Danny, I'm going to see you next week. We're going to figure something out. We'll think of a plan of action. We'll have a fun little duo. So stay tuned for the next episode of Anie and Danny. Danny and
Awesome.
Annie.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh my God, Danny, are you kidding me? This is like a dream come true right now. I get to see you. I get to talk to you. I get to share you with everybody. Everyone gets to ask you questions. So I would not have Facebook if it wasn't for my groups. Okay, love it. I know. I love you guys. So don't forget, you guys, Danny's groups. We already mentioned them earlier. And if you guys need to know, just rewind a little. We mentioned all of Danny's amazing groups. We got Metal Stamp Addicts. We got Cabochon Addicts. We got Silversmithing Jewelry. We've got Leather Addicts. We've got his Instagram.
There's a bunch. Instagram's Metal Stamp Addicts. Fairlight Tools, my company.
Yep.
Just ask somebody. You can find me.
Yeah. Oh my God. Really? Just go on Facebook and type Danny Wade. Brah. All right, you guys. I had a wonderful time with you, Danny, and I hope to see you again, and you will see him again. I promise you. I'll do my Anie magic and lure him back in 30 minutes. Like that, Danny. The 30 minutes. That was
well. Like last night, I wrote out okay, we got 30 minutes. How do you do this? How do you put this stuff and plug it? And I was like, man, I feel like I'm going to a job interview or something. It's kind of weird.
No, I make it fun, Danny. Danny, with me, my shows are so lighthearted. So just me, Danny. I'm not gonna make it hard on you. But it was everyone saying that it was nice meeting you. This is very nice meeting you, Danny. Very nice meeting you.
Right,
and we'll see you soon. So you guys just check out all his cool posts. He's very active on Facebook, and I will post when he'll be on again. So just stay tuned, you guys, for more exciting adventures.
Okay.
All right, Danny. Say bye to everybody. I'll let you close the show.
All I can say is I love you guys and gals. We'll catch you later.
Love you guys. Bye for now. Bye. So sweet.